Gunline. Fire mission coming down. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast. Today with me, I have an anorexic-looking boy. Looks like a fucking starving Marvin. But if you recognize him, is because you recognize his voice, is because he was one of my first guests. I got Jordan Cruz here with me today, shooting shit on the Gunline. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, just so you know, I just got a skinny neck, man. I can't do nothing about that.
You call it whatever.
It makes the rest of me look skinny, all right?
Right. I don't know, brother. You're fucking starving. Are they not feeding you well anymore, or what? I'm pissed. Are you pissed?
Have you looked in the mirror?
I'm fat, baby.
Have you looked?
It is called healthy. What's been good?
Yeah.
How
Right.
you doing?
Dude, working is fucking recruiting. Hey, recruiting never ends, man.
Hey, you're the one that fucking changed your goddamn MOS.
By the way,
so
I listened to that last. Yeah, right. Hey, I saw an opportunity. I took it. All right.
All right. So you were saying you listened to the last.
Dude. So I listened to the last podcast we did. God, I didn't realize I cuss so much in my normal talking when I'm just talking shit with people.
Yeah, dude, that's normally what we tend to do a lot.
Yeah, I was like, God, is that how I sound when I'm just talking to my friends? I cut because I try not to do it that bad at work and at home and everything.
Well, you do, my friend, you do. But yeah, dude, it's fucking great to have you back on here, man. I was supposed to actually have Murray on today, but like I told you, man, I'll always be on I had you next on the shit list if somebody canceled, and Murray ended up canceling out. He had some kind of family emergency, so thoughts and prayers out to you, Murray. Hopefully everything's well with y'all, man.
Man, he didn't have a family emergency. He made up some shit. He's probably watching Tenet right now. That new shit that just came out.
Watching what?
Tenet, that new Christopher Nolan movie.
I don't even know what the fuck that means. Is that like an inside joke or some shit?
The dude who made Batman, he's got a new movie out with Denzel Washington's son.
See, of course you would know that fucking gay ass comic book bullshit.
Yeah, some good shit. Anyway, hey, look, you called, you put up the bat signal, and I came through clutch for you, all right?
You did. Look, you did, man. You ain't Batman, but yeah, you did. Dude, man. Hey, check it out. Bro, Fort Hood, right? That's where we were stationed at before.
Yes. How about Fort Hood?
What is going on out there, bro?
Dude, that is such a, like, I got to deal with that at work too. And there's like these recruiter Facebooks, people responding back to recruiters like, oh, are you going to come look for me if I go missing? And all types of bullshit. I don't know. Hey, Fort Hood was always trash, I guess. But you never really had to deal with it that much. Well, I didn't, you know. Then now it's just going wild. After that one girl,
yeah,
and everybody who dies makes the news. Everything.
You are exactly right. I just posted some shit like that on the fucking Facebook. I don't know. I think Hunt had shared something about fucking, some soldier died today or yesterday during PT. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, the spotlight is on fucking Hood now. I mean, because ever since the whole Guillen thing happened, now every little thing that goes wrong, it's Fort Hood.
Yep.
It reminds me of like when pit bulls used to attack, and then fucking every goddamn news cycle was a pit bull attacked here, a pit bull attacked there. So it's like, Jesus Christ, motherfuckers died during PT. It's not fucking something uncommon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, is this going to start hitting all the other bases now? Like, okay, X amount of soldiers are working out too hard before the sun comes up. Are we slaving our soldiers too hard during PT? Are the standards too high? Like, what the fuck, dude? No, I mean, who knows? Maybe the motherfucker was coked out from the night before. I don't know.
Hey, you know how young soldiers are. Now, dude died of a heat stroke. It's not. Hey, it's sad. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a controversy. Like, that shit happens.
So he died of a heat stroke?
Oh no, I'm just making that shit up.
Oh, okay.
He died on PT. So I'm like, hey, who knows what he was doing? And you're right. He was probably at the strip club all night had that fentanyl in his system,
And hey, by the way, this is our uninformed opinions. You're not saying that's what actually happened, but from our experiences, from out there, that's normally what would happen. Dude, I had a fucking soldier when I was in fucking in Fort Stewart. And this motherfucker, we're standing outside saluting the fucking flag, and then we got to sing the Rock of the Marne song, right? We're singing the Rock of the Marne song. This motherfucker passes out in the middle of fucking formation. My soldiers in my section know better, so we're just singing the fucking song at attention, and Sagliuzzi starts kicking the soldier like, "Hey, get up! Chief's gonna get your ass for this, Chief." And yeah, and Lindsay, if you're listening to this, motherfucker, it was you that passed out, and I guarantee you it had to do with some shit you were doing prior to. I'm gonna leave it at that because your punk ass almost canceled my motherfucking trip to Chicago because you decided to do some extracurricular activities. So I'm just saying, sometimes not all soldiers are fucking, innocent in their fucking shenanigans.
Hey, yeah, I know. Hey, media likes to make all soldiers are heroes now. Hey, these guys are out there doing the same dumb stuff they would have been doing if they weren't in. Now, hey, I tell you what, though, you talk about recruiting. I don't have to deal with drunk soldiers no more. Soldiers doing I mean, hey, it may happen, but I'm not going to see Sergeant Major for that shit. Like every time it happens in PT and just get my ass hammered by Sergeant Major because, oh, you're soldier and alcoholic or some crazy whatever.
Yeah, well, you don't got soldiers under you now. You got nothing but NCOs, if anything, right? Are you a station commander yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, once they mess up, and even if they do mess up, hey, it's maybe some small issues I've had, but there's still that, hey, you're their leader, but he's still a staff sergeant first class. He's responsible for himself at this point.
I mean, yeah, you got to put personal responsibility on motherfuckers sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I remember even as when we were privates, fucking, I felt like a retard because I'm 27 years old over here as a fucking E1. And, I'm being treated like a goddamn stepchild. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you can't go to the defect by yourself in Camp Buring. Why? What am I going to fucking do? Get lost?
Yeah.
But, I mean.
Yep. Yeah.
Stupid shit.
I was 22 when I joined, which 22 is an old man for these young guys joining the Army. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got married, kids, and being treated like this now, which, hey, luckily for me, I didn't drink or do any of that stuff. So that kind of saved me a lot. But yeah, so hey, man, that's one thing. Recruiting's all about personal responsibility, man.
As it should be.
Yeah. As a station commander, I do get hit up a little more than, like, as a recruiter, I don't have to worry about what anyone else in the station's doing. I just had to worry about myself, what I was doing, as long as I was putting people in. As a station commander, you're a little bit more responsible, but I'm going to get a few questions, but I'm not getting hammered like it was before when your E4 or your E2 does something stupid.
Right. I just want to throw this out, man. I know you're Cuban, so I'm smoking this cigar called New Cuba.
How about that?
Dude, it's fucking delicious. So if New Cuba, if you need a sponsor, I got you right here, man. On the Gunline. Fucking great tasting goddamn torpedo cigar. It's a cigar. It's fucking delicious, man. I had to get one in here.
I got friends and, hey, you want a cigar or something? Yeah, every once in a while. I never really got into it. I was never able to, I don't know. I always have, especially being a smoker, since I was 15, I always had that constant, I should be inhaling.
Right.
And that's kind of.
Funny you should say that and mention it, dude. I had a YouTube yesterday because I'm always inhaling the fucking smoke, even though I'm not supposed to. So I try to see a way of how I could fucking mitigate doing that shit. There goes that motherfucking high speed talk, mitigate.
Yeah.
And fucking so the dude said all you gotta do is think of it like this: when you sip through a fucking straw and don't swallow, and then just sip through a straw and then you spit it out. And I started practicing, like, you know what, that fucking makes sense. And ever since I started doing that, it worked out pretty well.
Really? I feel like I should. It seems like I got a lot of friends who do, and I'm getting about that age where I should be smoking cigars and shit.
Damn right, dude. I mean, shit, nothing finer than a nice cigar, dude. It's fucking really good. I mean, I don't know if it's fine or not. I'm not one of those motherfucking connoisseurs and shit, fucking cigar snob and shit. I don't know a shit about it, but so far so good. And if anybody's wondering, this is my speaker that Cruz is talking out of. So I'm on the outside right now. I decided to take this podcast outside today, just because it's fucking nice out here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Speaking of stuff I should be doing, I don't know about you, But when I was younger, I always thought when I was 37, I'm about to be 38 in a few months, that would be different. That no, I'm not going to do shit like that. No, I still do the same shit I was doing at 25. I'm still watching. Hey, like I still watch Rick and Morty. Fucking love that show. Like it's I'm still doing the same stuff. I feel like I should be more mature than I am.
Speaking of Rick and Morty, there's some controversy going on right now with that shit. Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
Like,
Dan Harmon's making stuff about kids or something.
yeah, there's some kind of a movie that he was making where he was like a fucking baby raper or some shit. I tried to watch some of it and I was like, this is a little too dark for me, though. I can't do this shit, you know. But I mean, it's a movie, so I get it. You're playing a character, but I didn't want. I don't know. I still love Rick and Morty. R. Kelly pissed on people, and people still listen to his music.
Yeah, nobody cared about that. And then whenever they started, like about a year ago, when they started doing the interviews, and he started having a trial. Like, dude, people have been talking about that shit for 15 years. We've been talking about R. Kelly. What are you talking about? This shit's new.
This shit, it ain't like it's brand new. I mean, Michael Jackson liked to fucking touch kids too.
Yeah,
he was still the king of pop.
Yeah. What was it? Even like with the piss video, I think that girl was like 15 that he pissed on back when that shit came out. Like,
right?
yeah, we about R. Kelly liking little girls for a long time, y'all. Like, this ain't new.
This is not brand new, and don't act brand new, motherfuckers, dude. Oh, Kowalski wanted me to ask you a question, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the Under the Net podcast with Sergeant Landis and Sergeant J.
I heard the one. I was listening to once. No, I did not hear the one with Sergeant Landis. I'm halfway through the one with Sergeant Tivita. How did I miss the one with Sergeant Landis? Damn.
Yeah, fucking. So old Chuck Landis paid a visit Under the Net over there with Sergeant J, and he was asked a question.
Oh, Under the Net. Oh no. Okay, yeah, I don't listen to that podcast.
Oh, damn, Jay. Damn, Jay. You need to listen to it, brother. That's the brother podcast on the Gunline. So if anybody wants to go check it out, underthenet.com, Under the Net podcast is a great one by Sergeant Juarez, one of our old NCOs. But yeah, while he was on there with Chuck Landis, it turns out that old Chuck said that Kowalski was a better number one man than you were.
Oh, did he really? I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, man. So how do you feel about that? Kowalski wants to know how you feel about being number two.
For one, okay, I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what mediocrity feels like, period, okay? Because I've never not been a winner. So I looked that up. I don't know. Actually, I do know. I do know that you remember. You do remember, right? When Hurricane Katrina was coming around.
Yep.
You remember what number one man was still standing every round by himself.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
Yeah, you don't play shit.
I don't.
Like 76 rounds in a row, all right? So I don't even want to hear it. Something like that. Man, I don't even know how to react to this right now. You just caught me off guard with this shit. I'm glad I don't listen to that podcast now.
Oh, that's fucked up. You can't blame the podcast for real reactions.
Why is my name even being brought up in that shit?
Because they were talking about the great soldiers that they once mentored.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, all of a sudden that makes a goddamn difference, huh?
No, I get it. That's is what it is. Hey, dude, I don't know, man. You kind of caught me off guard with that. I can't believe you said that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you're a bit disappointed that Chuck Landis chose Kowalski over you, bro. I mean, that's a little heartbreaking.
That is, you know what?
It's not like you said Wilson was better than you.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You know, I've been counted out plenty of times from them, and I always came around and I did all right for myself. So
I think you did pretty well.
have always fueled me. All right. This reminds me of that. I don't know. It reminds me of Thanos. Yeah, where'd it get you? It brought you back to me, okay? Because I'm still here. I'm still fucking winning, and I don't care if I sound like a douchebag or an asshole for saying it.
So you're saying you're a winner no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're a winner.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dude, I'm fucking... Huh?
Those motherfuckers. That's gonna... Damn.
That hurts you, man? That stung a little bit?
That does sting. I was fucking... All right.
It's all good, baby. It's all good. Kowalski is probably making shit up, too, because I don't remember him saying that exactly. He said both of y'all were good number one, man.
Why were both of us even brought up?
Well, because Kowalski was brought up into the picture in who was the number one man, and he said that you and Kowalczyk were among the best.
Okay.
Hey man, I was only a number one man when Bricker was out of commission, so I can't even get myself in there.
Hey, you remember you ever used to watch Highlander?
Yeah, dude, there can only be one.
There can only be one. You remember the theme song for it, right?
Somewhat, not really.
So there was a time in early part of our careers when we were all privates, right? We all knew what was what, right?
Yeah.
And between the different sections,
Right.
and there was always this idea about rivals. Okay, so Cruz is the number one man here. He's the number one man. The way I feel about that. There's a line in that song that says, "I have no rival because no man can be my equal." All right. So we were not rivals. There were no rivals. Okay.
Because nobody could be your equal.
So
this motherfucker. Hey,
no, I'm just talking to you.
Of course you are, dude. That's all we do. If anybody's taking this shit seriously, they need to check themselves and get the fuck off the gun line.
I don't know. You and I both known some people. We've seen people break down before, so
they couldn't handle the gun line, baby. They shouldn't have been in the first place. That's why they asked go to ammo.
mm-hmm.
Dude, oh man.
Jesus.
Dude, I was thinking about earlier and shit. Like,
yeah, anyway, so yeah.
What?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was thinking earlier about, like, what kind of shitty excuses we used to use to get out of work or anything like that. Do you ever recall using any shitty excuses to get out of work?
Dental and finance.
Finance was always
Because back in the day, we could go to finance by ourselves. You didn't need a chief or anybody. You didn't need a squad, the first line or anything to go with you. So I was like, all right, chief, I got to go to finance. And I took a nap during. Hey, I'm still at finance. I'll be there in like 15 minutes or some shit like that. Always come up with something.
Dude, I remember one time, I don't remember what I told my chief.
What else?
I was talking to my chief. You remember my chief, Sergeant Taylor, right? And I was talking to him like, hey, chief, I got to go take care of some finance.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. So fucking I go over to go take care of finance. By finance, what I meant, I was going to the fucking the PX over there by the airfield to get my sounds hooked up into my car, into my raggedy ass Gallant. Lo and behold, Chief was supposed to be doing some other shit too. Chief shows up to the same shop. Like, what the fuck you doing here, Lopez? Busted.
So I had a soldier. Okay. It's funny you bring up. So I had a guy we used to work with. We were privates together. And then eventually when I took over a section, he ended up being one of my soldiers. Okay. And this motherfucker, like, hey, I got an appointment. My kid needs shots. My kid needs this. My kid needs that.
Uh-huh.
And I get, man, I'm all about family. Like nowadays, I let my guys go all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, this is like twice a week, man. Like, I get it. You don't have to be there for every flu shot, So I'm sitting there talking about it. And then Sergeant Taylor says to me, hey, he's giving you that kid shit. He used to try that shit all the time with me. Like, this motherfucker. And then so I bring it up and he plays, oh, no, my family's more important than this and that shit. Like, no, man, you've been giving this excuse for years to everybody. I don't need to hear that stuff.
Yep. I prefer you to tell me what you got going on and fucking I'll make you time to get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Versus,
yeah.
If you got some shit to take care of, go take care of it. I ain't got shit for you on the line anyway. There's only so many times we can PMCS a fucking track, or goddamn a gun, gold pre-fire checks. So I got it. You got to go take care of some shit and go. But don't go out and sham out on me. I give you time to sham out.
Yeah.
But
and the thing is, I'm a pretty cool dude. Like, you tell me what's going on, I'm always, all right, cool, go take care of it. But there's a limit. Like, people hit a limit where they just want to keep on going, and it's like I said, even with the wife and kids, I get like I want to be there. Like, recruiting, a big part about it was to spend more time with the kids, be a part of more things. But at some point, no, man, you got to go every day.
Yeah, it's your fucking job.
You go with your kid to try. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you were anywhere else, you wouldn't be leaving for this stuff. Exactly. So people they take advantage of that.
Dude, and it's not like you guys are going on fucking deployment or something where, you want to make sure you spend as much time that you can with your family. But
Hmm.
God damn, dude, get the fuck over it. You signed a fucking contract. Nobody forced you to sign a contract. You did it yourself.
Yeah. And I'm a recruiter. I know how it goes. Like well, most of the time we should be telling them we tell them everything.
Mm-hmm.
You that job before you sign any contract or anything. You knew what the job you were getting into, and yeah. I don't know what they think it's going to be, but people try to. Right now in recruiting, it's not too bad. My guys, I mean, I like to think they're pretty fucking honest with me.
Yeah.
Uh, I know some of them. They might hope season guys
Mm-hmm.
because as soon as they bring an applicant's name up, I'm like, all right, they ready to go. Let's get them on the floor, man. What's the deal?
Right. God,
What's the style? I know they're season guys hide applicants from me just to kind of, But as far as personal stuff, I think we're pretty good.
you fucking recruiters, man. I don't know why people say recruiters lie. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of them do. I didn't get lied to, but then again, I was a motherfucker that I wanted to do it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So why lie to me? Okay, is it gonna be hard? Yeah, it's supposed to be fucking hard. Well, I don't know about now. Now it seems like you just fucking cry about it and you'll be good to go. You know, you'll get a class on it or some shit. Fuck
yeah.
smoking them. I don't know, dude.
The
Whatever.
story, the stories I hear from my buddies still on the gun line, like it's bad. It's bad out there.
How so? Tell me. What you got?
It's like the stuff that the stuff that used to happen to us. Now you're getting kicked out the army. You get caught doing some shit like that to a private, you're getting kicked out the army now. Like that's hate.
But see,
To me, that was normal shit.
it's army shit. It's supposed to be like that. I expect it. You fucked up, you get fucking treated like a fuck up. You know what I mean? And it'll
Yeah,
square you away. I mean, you don't want to put paperwork on a motherfucker that could potentially be a good fucking soldier in the future. You just got to get them squared away, you know? But I mean, if
yeah.
it's a shit bag that you really want to get out, okay, yeah, no problem. Fucking whip that shit up, put the magic bullet, get them the fuck out of here. But if, you know,
Yeah, that I was saying, it's like, no, so I didn't mean to cut you off. um, no, it's like you never wanted to do paperwork. So I didn't want paperwork done on me. I
Mhm.
remember my first counseling. I don't know if I talked about this last time when I got arrested before the field. Did I talk about that?
I don't think you talked about that.
All right, man. So on the field one day, I was like, oh shit, I better go stock up on some cigarettes. So it's the morning of, I'm about to go to work.
Hmm.
Go to the shop at, I roll through the stop sign because I'm in a hurry. I get pulled over. All right. I'm like,
Okay.
fuck. So I get pulled over. Dude comes back to the window. And he's like, all right, man, I'm gonna let you know I got a dog in the car right now. So I don't want you acting crazy. So I'm gonna let him go. Your license is suspended. I'm gonna have to take you in. So this,
Oh, fuck.
yeah. So this motherfucker. So he was, and I was like, why would I run? Like, why would I do something like that? That's what I'm thinking, Like,
Right.
and the fella, he was coming off as kind of a dick, whatever. But I don't.
Fucking MP, that's what they do.
Yeah, I was always kind of the way I always with cops. I don't care how much of a dick he's being. I'm gonna be the nicest guy in the world because when I don't get my ass kicked by a cop. All right, I'm not trying to get beat here. All right, so
Hey, you could get a lawsuit going. You got the right color.
nowadays I can, but back then it was,
Yeah.
but honestly, I would prefer the ass whooping and send me on my way than jail. So
Wait, was this in Hood or where was this
yeah,
at?
it's Fort Hood. This is Fort Hood. So anyway, so I was driving on suspended license, and they actually fucking arrested me, took me to the MP station for this shit, and instead of just like letting someone come get me or anything, which I guess it's standard. I don't know.
Right.
But so well, anyway, I remembered I'd got a seatbelt ticket 2 weeks before I went to basic training, and it's like $15. Okay, so I just said, I was like, fuck it, I'll be all right. It's seatbelt ticket. Come on, be serious. Tennessee ended up suspending my license, so I get arrested. They take me to MP station. They were super cool though. They let Chief come pick me up, Chief and Smoke, and so we were good. They picked me up, brought me back to the fucking unit. We went to the field. That's all that was done. And then about a week later, after we get back, my name comes down on the blotter. I got to go see Sergeant Major.
Oh, shit.
So, and back then we didn't counsel people. So Smoke and Chief Sergeant Weimer, they had to smoke. So they wrote up a counseling, backdated it for like 2 weeks ago for the day I got arrested. I'm like, all right, here's the deal. You signed this 2 weeks ago. This was your punishment, and we're going to go see Sergeant Major. You just go with it. I was like, all right. And, we went to the club. Nothing happened. Like, no one ever said anything else. Nothing else was ever brought up. It was just kind of swept away. And
Wow.
like,
Was that the only negative counseling statement you ever got?
yeah.
Wow. What a fucking white boy.
Yeah.
Look at you, Mr. Goody Two Shoes, man.
Yeah. I think that's my first. But either way, we didn't get negative counselings back then. We just got fucked up. Like, they were just rough days for us,
I mean, I got a pretty heavy goddamn counseling statement.
Oh, I know you did. I know you did.
But dude, I mean, yeah, back in the day, I mean, at the same time, on the same token, you weren't a shitbag soldier. You weren't a Freeman. You weren't a
Yeah.
fucking story
They
time
weren't
killer, you know?
like they were gonna try to kick me out or do anything bad. Like I wasn't like because the way I always thought back then, and even as a staff sergeant when I became a chief, I only wrote up paperwork if we were okay. We got to get rid of this motherfucker. We're writing up paperwork because any other time I wouldn't do it.
Right.
That's not true though. I actually had 2 negative counselings. I got one. A lieutenant gave me negative counseling one time.
The fuck? The fuck you do to the LT, man?
It was some shit we did in Afghanistan. I'll talk to you about. I don't want this on the record. I'll tell you what happened. It was in Afghanistan. I didn't do nothing. Like it wasn't like
coming out on AKO with your fucking your sleeves rolled up.
no. Oh yeah, so I got 3 negative counselings. Yeah, they definitely counseled me for that one too.
Goddamn. Holy shit, dude.
So I went from my first year in the Army till being an E6 before I got my next one. So yeah, I forgot about the AKO. God damn, that was a rough day. But everybody saw that shit. So
Yeah.
and then so I don't want to say anything because I don't want anything held against me later. But I made a decision while we were out there that he thought was wrong. But at the time, weren't taking any chances.
Right.
So
How do you feel about your decision, though?
I feel fine.
That's all that matters, dude. You made the right decision, then, right?
Yeah. At that moment in time, it was the right one. So
yeah, sometimes you gotta put the little busters in their fucking place, man. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. Maybe in the infantry world and the cav world, lieutenants actually run shit, but we're still there as NCOs to disagree with them at
Yeah.
times. It's like, look, sir, I get it that you read this in a book, but no, it's not gonna work that way,
Yeah. Yeah, they a lot of them don't get. Not that all lieutenants are like that. I've worked with some good ones, but I've also worked with a lot who thought they knew like something, thought they knew anything. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, just shut up. Just
Especially when they're fucking butter bars. It's like, dude, are you fucking seriously trying to come here and try to make a command presence? Guy, I said because I have to. I'll respect your rank, but you're still a shitbag,
Yeah, you don't know. Fuck. And I just you guys look, man. Let's not forget. 2 months ago, I was the one who had to stay late training you how to fucking run a fire mission. All right, so okay.
Oh, dude, you just reminded me of Captain Flores. That was our BC, right? In Apache. I remember the first time he fired a round was out of Sergeant Taylor's fucking Paladin, and I was in there as he was firing it, dude. I swear to God, this fool jumped. He was like, like he was fucking giggling. He reminded me of the Pillsbury Doughboy, like little fat fucker.
You already know that he might have fired one time before, and then he took over a battery, and that was it.
Yeah.
And at least, one thing I will say about FA officers, at least they are FA officers. In recruiting, we don't get that. We get officers from all over. They come over, they do 3 years, 2 years, and then they leave.
No.
But so now, we have commanders, and they're trying to give us input. Like, so one of my guys, all right, he was one of the best recruiters in the battalion. Okay.
Right.
I have seen a captain try to give him advice on how he could do better at his job.
Jesus fucking Christ. And how long had that captain been at the recruiting station?
Well, he didn't really work at the station. It was just a conversation that was going on. So he didn't even work at the station or anything like that. He was just, oh, yeah, you should try. Man, shut up.
Like, dude, you go stick to fucking your PowerPoints, okay?
Hey,
let me do what I do.
You've been here 4 months. This is the top recruiter in this. And this guy, and I'll be so at my station, my last station, 2 years in a row, I had the top recruiter. Okay, they were both different guys. Other top left, I bring this guy in, and he's probably one of the best recruiters like all around that I've ever worked with, just because he was a good NCO. He was great at recruiting and he was smart and he knew how to do the job. He was a better recruiter than anybody I'd worked with at that point, because he also knew every aspect of the job. He
Okay.
wasn't just getting people to say yes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and it's like, why would any of you don't say anything to him? Just leave him alone
Yeah.
and let him come and go as he pleases, and that's it.
It's what the fuck. It's like going to the top gun of the fucking battalion and trying to show him how to do their fucking job better. You know, like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I got this red muzzle cover. You don't. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
God.
So my commander now, he's not too bad. Obviously, he doesn't know, but there's a lot of times he does acknowledge that he doesn't know a lot. There's also a lot of times he does try to give input on a lot of things. I'm like, all right, sir, if that's how you want it done.
Right.
But he doesn't not like, if he gets people in, he's not even going to try it. He's like, hey, Cruz, hey, can you talk to this? Hey, help me out with this guy because I need the expert here in this situation. You know what I mean? So he's not completely, you know.
Well, see, some of the best commanders are the ones that actually work alongside with their fucking NCOs versus,
Mhm.
and they ask for input versus just, thinking like, okay, my rank is know it all. Like, no, you don't know it all. We're there as a liaison for you. We're there
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
and some officers, they just, I'll welcome an officer to come in and, to the gun line and talk to us, because I haven't had one officer yet. Um, Simply because I probably talk a lot of shit about them. But I blame that on Smoke Norwood.
Yeah.
Smoke was like, fuck them motherfuckers.
Hey, oh, I remember some uncomfortable situations when we were privates and we're looking at smoke and the loot, like, what's going on? What are we doing?
Dude, yes. Well, I mean, that was the thing. Like, NCOs grabbed their fucking balls back then, and they stood up and fought for Joe. And, even at my level, I remember I was only a staff sergeant at the time, granted, but our PL at the time, this is in Mosul, our PL at the time was semi-retarded. And, he tried to get into NCO business. People say there's no such thing as NCO business or officer business. When it comes down to training and teaching and disciplining my soldiers, that's my fucking business. You don't try to go smoke a soldier. You don't try to cancel a soldier. You tell me what the fuck is wrong, and I'll go ahead and take care of that for you, sir.
Yeah.
And
And, we all have that too. We all have that, I don't know what word I want to use for it, but you like that protection that you have of your soldiers. Like, yeah, I'm going to fuck them up, but you're not going to do it.
right.
You know?
Right. I mean, they have no business at that level discussing anything with the soldiers. It's
Hmm.
like first sergeants. I remember when when we were all under First Sergeant Brenton, I had no reason to go see that man. You know what I mean? There was no reason for me to be buddy buddy with the first sergeant. I didn't even go above my chief. I didn't go talk to Smoke unless my chief was around. You know what I'm saying?
That's so. My stepson, he's in the Army right now, and that's one thing we talk about in the office too. Like, no, man, if Smoke talked to me, I was scared. It's because something was fucked up. Like, you didn't talk to him. No. Like,
Exactly, dude.
as soon as that motherfucker came around, if he said my name, I was like, oh God, here it is. I was like, me
What
up. I
the
don't know
fuck
what
did I
happened.
fuck up?
And there were a few. There were a few that, if they said your name, like, oh shit, no.
Mhm.
And now I want to say though, it's not like all lieutenants I've had are bad.
No,
I've
no,
had really good ones. Like my when I was in Afghanistan, different I actually had two lieutenants in Afghanistan. Long story, but the first one I had, Lieutenant Sue. He was cool as shit. Like, that dude was cool. And we actually had a few good ones come through right after you left the unit.
okay.
We had a couple of good ones go through. Then I had another one in Germany, just an absolute piece of shit. Absolute piece of shit. Like, and I'm saying it like, maybe I won't say, okay, Lawhead was his name, because I know motherfuckers might be listening. Yeah, he's an absolute piece of shit. I hated that dude.
Oh
This
man.
dude fucked me over. This dude fucked me over to a point I cannot get over it right now. Not that I can't get over it. It's nothing I can fix. So we went to the range, right? It was my last range. So when you go recruiting, you don't go to the range no more. Your last range card is what's set. I've had to keep resetting this, okay?
Yeah.
Now I want you to listen to this. I shot a 39 out of 40, okay?
All
I
right.
missed my very last target. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm talking shit. You know how it is.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
talking a lot about it. I see my stuff a week later in the system, says 26 out of 40. I said, "Hey, what's this?"
Great sharpshooter.
I was like, what is this? He's like, oh, I couldn't find your range card. So you had all 120 in the battery, but mine. It was known I didn't like him, and it was known he didn't like me. Like, it wasn't a fucking secret. Um, so you have everyone. I'm the only fucking card that got lost, and now I'm recruiting. So I've uploaded new range cards, but for some reason my shit keeps reverting back to that 26.
Oh, dude, wait a minute. But 26, that's not even a sharpshooter. That's still a fucking marksman.
No, yeah.
That's embarrassing as fuck.
So I've always got to fix it. Now, I fixed it more once, but then like 6 months ago, I saw fucking 26 on my stuff. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Is there anything S1 could do about that shit, though?
Dude, not out here. This one is trash. So, and
Hopefully none of them are listening.
no, they're fuck. Hey, they know. Hey, we just did a census session. Everyone hit up S1. S1
Oh,
stuff.
shit, dude.
It's just hard getting action. I've never had any personal issues with them. Like, they're always cool with me, but we've had a hard time getting stuff done with a lot of my soldiers.
I mean, everything's all being digital nowadays. You can't just fucking finagle that shit in there and fucking put it into iPerms or whatever the fuck it is.
I'm sure there's someone out there who can fix it for me. It's just like,
really that important right now, though. I mean, are you getting looked at for 8?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, you don't want to have that fucking big ass 26 as a goddamn.
Yeah. And I thought that I'd fixed it. I wrote up a new one. I had my lieutenant who I was with that, and they were boys, so that was always awkward. But so I had him write me up write this other card up. We're gonna upload this shit. So I brought it to S1 to fix my shit.
Yeah.
They fixed it, but they never uploaded it in the DTMS. And so it's like, come on, man. Now I got to keep fucking fixing this shit. Now you're recruiting, and they don't even have a lot of them. We don't have a lot of access to stuff out here.
Right.
Like, they can do very simple things on ERBs out here,
Right.
but everything else has to be sent off to someone else. And now that I'm recruiting, who's gonna fucking believe that I went to a range?
Right.
Motherfuckers making shit up. So that's
dude, that your LT did you dirty like that. I mean, you should have just gone. Why weren't you able to fucking rewrite it after he fucking tried to submit that shit like that with a 26?
That's the thing. I brought it to the S1. All they did was fix the ERB. That's it. They didn't upload the rest. It was such a pain in the ass. I couldn't stand that dude, man.
Damn.
He was,
I can feel
and
you.
he was one of those know-it-all type guys. Like, came in, never deployed, knew what was what.
Oh god, yeah, we had a couple of those that were NCOs too. I'm not gonna throw out no names, but yeah, when you get out there, this is what's gonna happen. Like, really? Last time I checked, I got one of these. You don't. But
Yeah,
I can't say no names. Dude, I'll tell you what though. I've had my share of great fucking LTs and great officers. One of them was fucking Lieutenant Mays. He was a butter bar in Korea with us. I think last time I checked, he was a BC, and then he should be a major by now, easily.
Mm-hmm.
A great dude, fucking outstanding leader, loved him. And I mean, he was just great. And then I had a couple of shitty ones off my head I can think of. I'm not going to say their names, but they were shitbags. Like, one of them, I have no idea how he even became a fucking officer or even in the military. It's like, who checks on these people, because he did look honestly like he had Down syndrome. And I get that, we allow everybody into the military, but god damn, can we make exceptions for fucking mild retards? It's fucking much, dude. God.
Dude, it's there should be a better. You know what? I'm not gonna knock anyone. Go ahead. Sorry.
He fucking had a negligent discharge in front of the fucking commander. Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, I think he was replaced pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't want, like, they're not all bad. Lieutenant Sue was my last. He was probably one of the better ones that I've had in my career. He was, probably one of the best ones, just because he was a cool dude. He was knowledgeable, knew what he was doing, but he listened to us and he took our advice. And I think that was good. And it could just be a personal thing, just because on a personal level, I liked it.
Right. I don't know. Dude, what do you think? I don't know if you've noticed it. There was a lot of fucking talk about officers that were fucking West Pointers and officers that were fucking ROTC.
Okay.
And
what do you?
In my experience, a lot of when they were butter bars, I'll say that, the West Pointers were fucking or even as lieutenants, they were very, I know more than you because I'm a fucking West Pointer. versus the
Yeah.
ROTC ones who seemed a little more chill, a little more cool, collected. I don't know if it's because of the discipline that they had to instill in them while they were in the military academy versus, you know, college graduates. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, I don't know a whole lot. I feel like I probably should about what goes on in West Point. Okay, but I do get to work with some ROTCs out here, and a lot of times they're one of their main guys. One of their main guys and is like a master sergeant.
Okay.
So there's always like some master sergeant there talking to him. He's just everyone I've met so far has been pretty real and pretty upfront with him. So maybe there's this idea that he kind of lets, hey, don't go over there acting like a fucking idiot.
Right.
Listen to your talk to do this, do that. And to them, that is already an authority figure they came up with the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So they come in and they automatically just, okay, I bet I should listen to this guy because he knows what's up.
Natividad brought up a good point, you know, that maybe sometime in that officer's career, some NCO fucking did him dirty, or you know, he put his trust in the NCO and the NCO fucking dropped the ball, and that's why that officer or any officer that had a shitty NCO relationship, that's probably why they're the way they are with NCOs. I mean, I started seeing a lot of officer led units, like, you know, not just officer led per se, but
Yeah.
like the officers were all up in the fucking mix, dude. It's like that's kind of uncomfortable to me. Like, sir, can you go
Yeah.
fucking play Minecraft or some shit? Just let us do what we're doing, bro.
So I experienced a little bit of both in Germany, okay, where these officers were getting a little bit more like they were doing a little. I remember one day, lieutenant, we had um, our so we had okay. I'll go back. I'll circle back around.
Go
Okay,
ahead, go ahead. It's all you.
I don't want anyone to hear what I say, and I don't want anyone to feel bad about what I
Or
say.
take it out of context.
Yeah, except for that one asshole I just brought up. Um, so um, they pull out, hey, here's the PT schedule for the month. And I remember me and another NCO, Sergeant Spataro, we kind of looked, what the fuck did they just do? PT. And we kind of like, we're both thinking the same thing. Like, that's our fucking job.
Right.
No, that's our job. And things got wild. Things got crazy there for a minute because I was like, okay, you're overstepping a lot. And what it ended up causing for us was like, no, this is our, no, like, so we didn't do it so much in a way that anyone was going to be any real trouble or anything,
Mhm.
but it was more like, okay, with our soldiers knew it too. Everyone else, this is our fucking platoon. It's
Right.
not that. Okay. So let them say what they want to feel good, but
Mhm.
you fucking come to me before anything else happens. Hey, I know that person just said 3 o'clock. We're
Right.
not showing up at fucking 3 o'clock. You be here at 06. Okay. Like when I'm going home at 11, you're not telling my guys to come in at 03.
Yeah. No
We're getting home
shit.
at 2300, 03. No, that's not happening.
Yeah. No shit, dude. What the fuck? I don't know.
And
RPLs, they were pretty good about that shit in Carson. You know, if it was fucking freezing or frozen out there, we weren't gonna go run because God forbid one of the Joes fucking slip on ice and eat shit. Just common
yeah,
fucking sense, you know. Like, sir, we ain't running today. You know,
yeah.
you go do your CrossFit. I'm gonna do a right face and march them around the motherfucking motor pool, and that's it, dude. You know, I'm gonna dude. When that PRT bullshit came in, I didn't follow the PRT, bro. I didn't. I'm sorry. That shit was retarded to me. I felt stupid, you
I
know,
hated
holding
it.
myself the forward lunge. But I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? No, you know.
Dude, that shit so dumb. I still don't like it. I'm like I said, I'm still in. I look at it as like, no, I miss the old school PT that we used to do. By the
Yeah,
way, I just want to be clear, that was a situation in Germany. It was not Lieutenant Sue, who I brought up earlier, who did that. Okay, that dude was always cool as fuck. All right, he never would have done something like that.
dude, that's fucking trippy, man. I was thinking, what the fuck? I was gonna ask you a goddamn question. I just fucking it slipped out my goddamn mind, dude. So, hey, has you have you seen any drastic reductions as far as like people coming? You know what? Fuck all that bullshit. Let's talk about what's going on in the world today. Has COVID stopped y'all motherfuckers from picking up people?
Yeah. I have a featured soldier, someone who enlisted with us. We just had to renew their contract twice, and it looks like we're probably going to lose her soon. Her second time testing positive for COVID.
Oh shit! So if they pe-
And
if they test positive, they're done, right?
no, we can push out their contract. Last time it happened, we pushed her contract out because we can renegotiate a contract.
Yeah.
So we were able to do that with her. But now that it's this far in, we're probably gonna end up losing it now because after the second positive test, they're not going to give us a third reno. So we have had some people, yeah, I want to come in, but I kind of want to wait.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of shit go against us right now. A lot of stuff because what really hurts with COVID wasn't just
God damn.
there's wait come back a few months later. Well,
Shit, you're freezing. You froze, bro. We missed out the whole thing you said about
oh,
what fucked you with COVID.
okay. So let me get closer to the door to my internet. All right. So we do have people that who might leave, who might miss out. We've actually had ones I don't feel comfortable with. Can I wait a few months?
Mhm.
COVID this, COVID that. Well, we had to shut down for 2 months.
Oh shit.
Like we couldn't, yeah, we couldn't enlist anyone.
Wow, dude, that's fucking rough, especially when your job is fucking filling the manpower. Hey, I got a question for you, man. How many females when you were recruiting, when you were actually recruiting, was the females jobs open already to combat MOSs?
No, I want to say I'd already. No, I want to say I'd already become a station commander by the time it happened. But I have put in a couple girls into combat. I put them into 12 Bravo. Um,
Ain't that engineering?
yeah,
That's
combat
not
engineer,
a combat job, man. Get the fuck out of here. What's next? Combat fuelers? The fuck out of here.
infantry. Oh, so the Army, dude, you'll have times you can search for a job for a dude and it won't be available, but you search for a female and there'll be 11X, there'll be infantry on there.
Dude, I spoke to one of my guys that I knew when he was a smoke. And he told me, dude, there's on the MTO, they're slotted for fucking females. It's like you have to have X amount of females in a unit. And it's like, dude, how the fuck is that not? You're discriminating there, dude. You're taking that slot away from
So,
another potential soldier that could have been there.
yes, it's not just with the fee. There's a lot of things. If the Army wants a job filled by a certain person, they're
Yeah.
going to make sure that that's the only thing that pops up, or you'll have these few jobs and they won't pop up for someone else.
Wow, dude, how do you feel about the new regulation or whatever the new shit about the DA photos? No pictures, no nothing.
All right. So, okay, we're about to move into.
Whatever you can discuss.
I think it's going to have the opposite effect of what they think. And
God damn
I
it.
think, Army, can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear everything?
No. Yeah, you said
I think
opposite effect.
I think it's gonna have the opposite effect of what they want. I know there's people who are gonna listen to this right now and not gonna like it, but let's not pretend like affirmative action isn't a real fucking thing.
Right, right.
It might not, and it might not be written somewhere, but let's not pretend that it's not a real thing.
Oh no,
When
yeah.
I'm looking at who got promoted, so by taking away, especially hell, even when it comes to females,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not saying these people aren't good. I'm not saying any of that, but I do think taking away name, all that stuff, no DA photo is gonna have an opposite effect of what they want.
So it's not gonna have no name on there, so you can't see fucking Tyrone Washington.
Yeah, I don't know if I know they're taking away sex photo and race.
Yeah, but I mean, once you see the name, you can automatically see. Yeah, you could put two and two together. Oh, let me see. Fucking usually a name like Tyrone Washington is not gonna be someone of an Indian fucking
Yeah, yeah.
just throwing that out there.
So yeah, even I think that everyone was in a big hurry. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. We should do this change. We should meet up with this because of that. And they were just so quick to rush to do something. So
Right.
if they could say, "Hey guys, look, I did something."
Right. It's the good idea, Ferry, man. And it gets to look good on their ORB that they implemented, diversity and whatever, dude. I mean, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And like I think like you said, if it boils down to just no names, no picture, just simply what's on paper, a lot of motherfuckers know how to fluff up their shit. And you're gonna end up with a lot of shitty fucking NCOs that are gonna be selected, by the big army, and it's gonna have a fucked up effect because to me the army itself has turned into a goddamn corporation versus the killing machine that it's supposed to be.
And this happened a long time ago, where they've decided to make an army a social experiment. And that's not what we're here for. We're only here. But so the U.S. Army is supposed to be the number one line of defense, the main fighting force for the United States. Okay, that is it. We're
Yeah,
not a social experiment. We're not. Hey, corporations do this. Well, we're not a fucking corporation.
exactly. You know,
Like, listen,
one of my buddies, Felice, he was on here on the gun line, and he brought up a good point. Like, for example, for 13 Bravos to be on the fucking gun line, you got to be a certain physical mass. You know what I
yes.
mean? So if, and don't get pissed off here, Bash, but I mean, if you get somebody like Bash, and then you got somebody like, let's say, Music was Cock Diesel. I remember
Mhm.
that, you know? So you put those two together, and there's only one slot for a fucking 13 banger. You give it to the Cock Diesel motherfucker because he needs to be physically fucking fit and able to fucking sling rounds. You know what I'm saying?
We have these arguments a lot, and like whenever you go to your SLCs or any other type of school or everything, when this comes up, it's like, look, man, like I'm a 13 Bravo, man. These rounds are 100 pounds a piece. You have to throw that thing.
Yep.
You have to nonstop. You have to go, and I get it. There are some strong women out there, but the standard isn't that.
Right.
Okay, and you're right. There's a lot of I've seen men who could not lift around and could not do the job.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. Like get your shit together.
Yeah.
For
Or
one,
mhm.
oh, I'll say for one, hey, uh maybe you're not a strong dude, but you can get strong. You knew what this fucking job was. Why would you be okay with being not even performing the duties of a fucking number one man, but just as a man, not being able to carry something? Dude, I remember in Afghanistan, we had a soldier, one of the other chiefs, Sergeant Spataro, he had to carry that guy's saw on a mission one day because we were climbing up this giant fucking mountain.
Why the fuck was he even out there? Because that's just become a liability now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Did this just, yeah, he wasn't. He became a liability for us at that point. And it's like, come on, man.
So what's up, man? Do you miss being on the line?
Yeah, man, I do. I miss it. I don't miss a lot of things of it. I miss, um, so I'm a lot different recruiting than I was as a chief. My personality's still the same, but things have to be different because as a chief, I could tell, hey, go and load that Connex, get that shit done. Let me know when it's done, or whatever the case may be. Which typically I'm always out there working with them anyway.
Exactly.
Let's just say, if I had some others, but in recruiting, you can't just yeah, you have to do that. But if someone doesn't have drive, you can't make them have drive like you can on the line.
Mm.
It would be too easy for one of these recruiters to fuck up my career. They say, okay, fuck this guy, I got him. You know what I mean? And I do miss some of the funds, but I always have to remind myself there's a reason I came out here. There's
Yeah.
also a lot of days where I'm not sucking out in the field, where I'm not dealing with a lot of other bullshit, and anything I have to do, I can go do.
You know, and I think that I was thinking about it. A lot of the things that I do miss about the line is mainly the fucking brotherhoods that were formed. You know,
Yeah,
and that was the one of the main things that I did miss. That I still do miss is just the camaraderie that we had. You know, the shit talking that we did, the racism that existed. You know, it was awesome. You know, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to watch. And I'm afraid now. I mean, if I would have been in right now, I keep saying if I would have still been in, I would, in theory, hopefully, at least be a fucking smoke by now. And I probably would have been fired and actually kicked out as a toxic fucking leader
yeah.
because I'm all about smoke that ass, smoke that ass. I'm gonna treat you, male or female, the same way I treat everybody the fuck else. You get mad that I call you a baby back bitch? Hey, that's too bad, man. Suck it up and drive on.
It's not like socially acceptable now. But if something happened with my guys, and I'm just gonna go back because I grew up in the '90s, and this was an okay thing to say. This is
Yeah,
how we talk. We use the word faggot a lot.
yeah,
It
exactly.
wasn't going to attack someone gay. In the '90s, we used it as someone being soft or something like that. It's, all right, faggot, just get over. You know what I mean? Like just the way I talk normally, I would probably, yeah, I would definitely get fired.
Dude, I've caught myself now almost censoring myself just because
Hmm.
of the environment that I work in. And luckily, thank God, I work from home now. But I mean, dude, like I've caught myself almost censoring myself. Like, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing? I'm still a fucking man, dude. I got my balls between my motherfucking legs. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. You know, if there's repercussions, so be it. But I mean, what is a faggot? It's a field artillery man. What does he say? Getting in training? That's what I think Mendes said. And then And then, like, you know, we used to call each other dicks. And then, of course, we got to make an
Mhm.
acronym for that. You know, dedicated individual capable of killing.
Yeah.
Oh, field artillery guy in training. That's what a fact is.
Guy in training. I like that. I like that. Now, it's so we have these arguments every time I go to a professional school. I have this argument because I can't. I know what's socially acceptable, but
Right.
I can't be me. So it always turns into 75% of the class against me on a
Mhm.
certain topic. Like I so, and then I was up front a few times. Like, look, guys, I don't want to talk. Let's just move on. Let's just
Right.
go because once the conversation starts, I can't be quiet. I'm still going to be me. And
Yes.
right now, and right now, because of what's going on, they want to have conversations with us about all the other stuff in the world and all these other things. And I was already telling them, like, look, I don't want y'all to come over and have that conversation with us
Right.
because when it starts, I'm not gonna not be me. Like
Exactly.
yeah, I
You
can't
know,
change who I am.
there's professional fucking Cruz, and then there's Cruz. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's get it. Don't get it. I hate that fucking thing. We're supposed to be a professional army. We're not supposed to talk like that anyway. We're a fucking a corporation, if you want to look at it that way, that kills people. That's
Yeah,
what we do for a fucking living. You know,
exactly.
what type of you go get yourself a type C motherfucker that, you know, to go sling rounds for you. He's probably gonna fucking bitch out when the rounds start coming the other way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
dude, that's exactly how I feel. Like, let's again back to what we were just saying earlier. Let's not forget who we are and what we do. Sometimes maybe this isn't socially acceptable, but this is the type of environment that it takes to create a certain individual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People they just don't. Oh no, we should do. No, we shouldn't. If you don't like it, go back to fucking being
Air
logistics. Okay.
Force. Go to the fucking Air
Yeah.
Force. Go to the Navy. Don't get into a fucking institution that you know is known for fucking going out to other places and killing and then staying there
Hmm.
and laughing about it. We used to sing songs about this shit. I used to kill kids in my cadences. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So what the fuck? Nowadays, I don't think I could even get away with that shit. You know, I remember I sang a cadence one time when I was in Carson, and I was like, Sergeant Medina, if you ain't queer, come on out and sing some jeer. My LT looked at me like, you can't say that. I'm like, well, I just fucking did. Whatever, dude. You know, it's just shit that was motivational. Dude, I remember on one battalion run, I went out there and I sang my left, right, left, right, left, right kill cadence, and that's where I kill the kids. And fucking
Mhm.
one of the other officers was like, "Damn, you guys are pretty fucking out there, right?" But it was fucking motivational, dude. I love
Yeah.
that shit. Remember Fontaine singing out there? Fontaine went out
Mhm.
there. I remember he would talk about alcoholism. That fifth of vodka, it's in my locker. That jacket, you know, all that shit, dude. It pumped me the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. And you want to have fun a lot of times. It would be funny. It would be something like that. But like I said, um, it's just that environment. And I know, you know what? And there's a lot of people who may even listen to, oh no, but you got to do this. They're gonna have their reasons, but you never fucking lived it. Like
Exactly.
that's just the environment that it takes to create that type of person. I mean, whether that's good, bad, or whatever, but this is how people like that talk.
Yeah.
Okay, like I don't want to. I'll say I don't want a fucking pussy next to me. Fucking whenever we're in Afghanistan. Okay, I don't want a guy who gets offended by everything that's being said.
Yes.
Like he said, we used to make the jokes like we'd have the mixture of races, and it'd be going wild over there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you made fun of all types of stuff. Look, if you're getting offended, you need to get the fuck out. Like just don't even be around them.
You're right.
And that's what I like, and that's the type of environment that we had.
So wait a minute. You're listening to the Natividad one, right?
I am not done with it.
Oh, okay. I think something was said about you on one of the shoot the shits I did, uh,
Yeah.
where you were brought up about saying something. They said something you got butthurt about. I can't remember exactly what the context was in. I don't know if it was on the Natividad or Mendez one. I think it was on the Nat one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't know if it was that one. I don't listen to my shit after I drop it. I don't listen to them. So
Why my name keep coming up, man? Shit. No, I don't know. Okay, so there's a difference. Okay. Okay, now let's not. Okay, now people use this term butthurt as like, oh, he's butthurt. No, if something was said and I actually got upset, it must have been something to push my button. It wouldn't have been like because we've been together and you've seen
yeah,
you've said a lot of shit and other people said a lot and it doesn't if it's in the moment then it's whatever. So it must have been something that was just like try to piss this guy off, try to do something. And there's a difference for me. Like if someone's doing something to try to piss me off, like you want a reaction, then okay, fine, I'll give you that reaction.
Right.
Or and there aren't, and sometimes it's I guess because of my sarcasm, I may kind of be joking or being, and people would say, "Oh, he's really upset." No, I'm not upset. I'm playing along with it. Like I'm
Right.
just having fun, you know. Like why would I be upset about something like that?
I
But
can't
I'm
think of times where we actually got mad at each other. Even with all, well, I think one time I got pissed off was the whole June bug shit.
don't call me Junebug. Yeah,
I don't
you
know,
were just in a shitty mood though. Is what I think that was. I think shit
probably.
built up, and that's kind of and that's understandable.
But you know what, dude? But what happens afterwards? We just get over it and just Charlie the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? We Charlie Mike.
Dude,
So
well, there was that one time me and Holguin in the motor pool. Um, you weren't there for that? So me and Holguin got into it in the motor pool one day,
damn,
and
which
we
one
just jumped
in
in and
Iraq
both
or out
in
here?
Iraq, in Baghdad.
Hmm, I don't
So
remember. What
yeah,
happened?
I was in a shitty mood. I was just being a dick. It was my fault. But so he loaned out one of my headsets from my truck, and I was all, and I think I was just in that point in my deployment where you're in a bad mood. So I was like, "What the fuck, man?" And then stuff escalated. He pushed me, so I fucking grabbed him, and then so it lasted like 2 seconds.
Okay.
So he pushed me, I grabbed him into the truck, and it lasted 2 seconds. Sergeant Landis was in between us.
Okay.
Okay, it really didn't last long at all. But as soon as we got back from the mission, we went and ate lunch together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, like who knows where that shit was gonna go if Sergeant Landis wouldn't got because no, well we know where it was going because the
Right.
contact had started between the two of us. Like it was escalating. But as soon it got broke up, like right away, Sergeant Landis happened to be I don't know where he was. I didn't even see him in my peripherals, but somehow he was there in like
Yeah.
two
Right.
seconds between us.
Well,
So
you got a bunch of fucking type alpha males in fucking, type A males in an environment sooner or later for a year, no less. It's gonna escalate sooner or later. I mean, I know I wanted to beat the fuck out of goddamn Wilson all the goddamn time. And it's just and then there were times where we go and eat together. He had his moments where he was all right. And then but I mean, I don't like the motherfucker, but whatever.
yeah,
And then that anyways, it's just that shit happens. Testosterone and we don't got no way to fucking get rid of it. We can't fire our weapon at people. So
yeah, right. And like I said, I admit I was, but either way, like I said, we got over it. Within a couple of hours, we were over it and we were fucking hanging out again. And that's what I like. That's what I missed about that. And you don't always get that in recruiting. I will say that people, because it's a dirty job. People are dirty out here,
yeah.
and so the camaraderie where we get over stuff real fast out there. And even like I said, when you got pissed at me that day because I kept calling you Junebug,
I wonder
you
what
know,
happened.
like I think you were just in a rough. It was just a rough day, and that's how I took it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, calm. You know what I mean? And I over in there whenever you got
No,
pissed
you
at
probably
me.
didn't say okay, Lopez. You probably were like, okay, Junebug.
I don't know. But I think me and Moya, I think it was Moya, and then we kind of looked like, okay, he's getting mad. Okay, so that's happening. But anyway, it's like it was got it. But out here, I don't know if certain people would get over that in recruiting because it's such a cutthroat environment where
Right.
people want to make the other look bad, and they will hold grudges against you. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I do miss that, just all that stuff.
Questions about recruiting. Since we're still on this fucking topic, this whole podcast is gonna be about recruiting.
Yeah, I guess so.
Who have made the best recruiters? Has it been soft skill MOSs or fucking combat MOSs?
Combat arms all the way, every time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have a female right now. She's finance. She's killing it. She's killing it right now. Even with COVID and everything, like she graduated recruiter school in March,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got shut down for 2 months, and she has still put in 6 people since then, given everything that happened. So she's been killing it. But other than her, she's the exception. It's always combat arms.
Nice.
It's always combat arms.
Well, a lot of motivated motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, you're 13 Bravos, 13 Fox, 19 Delta, 11 Bravo, Charlie. Those are usually going to be your best recruiters.
Right on. Good shit. Have you ran into anybody that you knew in the recruiting circles that used to be with us back in the day?
Yeah, one of my soldiers, no, not with us, no. But
Okay.
actually, when I left Germany, I went to Northern California, And then about 2 years later, one of my old soldiers from Germany ended up going to my company, the station like 2 hours north of me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but as far as people that we knew, no, I do know some of them are recruiting because every once in a while I might see them on like the USEREC forum or some shit like that. But I don't think I've ran into too many people. There was just that one time where I did have them. Now in recruiting, you will run into other recruiters all the time that you knew. Like you'll always see, like you went to school with this guy, and now y'all are working together. Um, Trying to think, and yeah, I don't think I've seen any. And I think I might be one of the only people who actually reclassed to it
Yeah.
that I know.
Couldn't handle the gunline life anymore.
Yeah, shit got rough. So, yeah.
You know what? It's probably the best decision you made because you probably would have been put out as well, just because we came up with those old school NCOs, and I think that
Yeah,
informed us. You know what I mean, dude?
as a smoke right now, I can't change who I am, man.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Fuck that. I don't know, man. Fuck the dumb shit.
Yeah.
What else has been going on, man? Where are you at right now?
I'm in Johnson City, Tennessee. We'll see how long that goes. We'll see how this list goes, or how the new OML shit goes in November.
I heard you're going to Nashville this week.
Yes, yes. Actually, hopefully I can work something out. I'm gonna reach out to him again. So I was supposed to go in April. That got canceled because COVID. So now I'm going this week, but because of his work schedule now, it's like, fuck, how are we gonna? So my only other option is I can grab so I've actually, if he's listening, I'm gonna plan on reaching out to him again because I checked my schedule. It looks like they have us actually working on that first day there at 12 o'clock. We go in.
Oh,
So I'm like, fuck, that's not enough time. Then the only other time is when I'm supposed to be coming back. It's like, well, I guess I can stay behind for a couple hours, maybe get some lunch and catch up, but having a beer and everything's out of the question because I got a 5-hour drive and everything later. So
yeah.
it's shitty timing, man. Like, because his work schedule just changed or I don't know if it just changed, but he was telling me he works the night shift now. So I'm like,
Yeah.
well, fuck. He goes to work right as I'm getting off.
Yeah,
So
dude. And
I don't know how to work that out.
how do you feel about him not being on the midweek memo anymore? I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, yeah. So I was listening to your stuff. I was wondering like what happened. Because I was listening at the beginning, your last midweek memo when you were talking about you saw he went off to go to another podcast. Like what? This mug? I've seen it for a minute. So yeah. So, but I don't know. I think I told you I always think 2-person podcasts are always great to have people to play off of each other. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, like, yeah, that sucks that he left. But at first I thought you were serious. I was like, this motherfucker really left for another podcast?
No, man. That's cool though. I mean, I'm trying to get my footing back into it. You know, trying to see if I can handle it by myself. I'm gonna give it the rest of September. If the end of September I feel like I'm not doing well enough, I'm just gonna cut it. I mean, I like it because some people listen to it and they enjoy it. You know, it just gets them out of the fucking zone for a while. So that's why I tend to stay away from the politics bullshit and all that, because honestly, you got all these goddamn journalists in quotations that are doing that already. So fuck that. I'd rather give you my news. Here's my news. COVID, it still sucks. It's
Yeah,
still out
and
here.
no one wants to hear a one-sided thing, okay? Because we all know, we all have friends, mutual friends on Facebook, very one side. I'm extremely one. I'll be honest. For anyone who doesn't know, like I'm a pretty right-wing fucking guy, okay? Like it's and I know not everyone that we know wants to hear like let's say what I have to say about things,
Right.
you know, and I get that. Why would I expect them to listen to that? You know what I mean? They didn't sign up to listen to something like that. So I still think you can address issues
Yeah,
without coming off as completely like, you know, one-sided.
I can't.
Uh,
I just give my point of view, and that's the way it is. I like hearing everybody's side. I know you can't because, fortunately, because of your position. So
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and trust me, when we're off the air and we just shoot the shit, we could have some good times. But unfortunately, yeah, for those of y'all that are still in there, you guys got to be careful with what you say, because one wrong word, God forbid, the wrong person listens to it, and that's it. You're done.
Until today's climate, it is so hard. It is so hard right now. Like you know what, man? So this goes back to what we were saying earlier
Oh shit.
about how times have changed, how the army's trying to become something different. You going bald, man? I think I saw a lot of scalp right there. Don't
Nah, man,
fucking pull it back, man. That shit's
and put the shit back on.
everybody watching just saw. Oh yeah, everyone sees that shit.
It's not
No.
ball, man. It's just I just got out the shower, man, and I put some shit in.
um,
Expert on going bald, though.
yeah, right, dude. My forehead's like, let me see, it's like twice the size it was when we met. So,
Oh, that's a 6 head,
um,
not a 4 head.
yeah, it's no joke.
But
And
the
my wife,
climate,
oh yeah. Okay, so well, yeah. So the climate, and again, that goes back to what we're talking about with the army trying to adjust its climate to this climate. Like, no, man, we're not show business. And now the army's looking to cancel people if it gets its chance to. It's anyway. Wait. Is there a way I can interpret this as bad?
right?
Is there a way I can, like, I don't want to say anything. Wait a second. Cruz is all right. Cruz is all right. We need to get rid of him. There's a mental gymnastics that gets played nowadays
Well,
to make something good or bad.
what's fucked up is that they think that automatically because you think a certain way that it's going to impair your judgment on other
Yeah.
people when it comes down to a professional level. I don't think it should be looked at that way. Whatever a
Mhm.
person's point of view is, that's their personal point of view. That's why it's personal. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean that you're going to make decisions based on that shit. You know what I mean?
mhm. Exactly. Yeah. And I think it's become politics has become too much of a religion,
Oh
and
God.
that's exactly what it is. It's a religion. When you believe wholeheartedly and you will not deviate from that. Which, don't get me wrong, I have my own opinions, and I have formed those opinions based off of, I don't know, life experience, what I've seen, the way I just all these different things.
Hmm.
It's my opinion. It's not going to change, but it doesn't mean, like, again, like I said, I'm a Republican. Okay, I don't agree with each and every, like even like when that stuff was a thing like 6 years ago. I don't give a fuck about gay marriage.
Right.
That doesn't bother me, you know. But so I'm not. I don't want to say I'm fully in it, but I am. I'm kind of in it.
Well, see,
Hey,
here's
hey, if you took a look at my podcast downloads, you get a real sense of how I feel about shit.
well, I mean, all you got to say is you're from fucking Southern Tennessee, and we can tell where you're leaning towards. So, I mean, you're from
Shit.
Murderville, so.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But
I'm from.
dude,
Oh, go ahead.
oh no, no. So see me, I call myself. I'm more in the center. You know what I mean? On certain things, I'll lean to the left. On certain things, I'll lean to the right. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, to me, it just falls into personal responsibility. That's what it falls on to me. On what decisions you make. I don't think the government should have any say so on what the fuck I do with my life and what I put in my body. You know?
So I mean, that's okay. And I think a lot of people, most people, like you,
Uh,
explain it like that. Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. I think that most people have a lot of libertarian leanings when it comes to stuff like that. And I guess I say, and one thing I know, a lot of right wingers that you are going to meet, a lot of them are like more than 50% libertarian, more libertarian
Yeah.
than anything. Okay, it froze up. Damn, I just went off. I forget what I was just talking about
Something
before
about
that.
right wingers are libertarian.
Not all of them. Not all. I'm just saying a lot of people who I know who are more right leaning they're more libertarian on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about the mask mandate, wearing the mask in the office the other day. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You want me to be courteous, but now you're talking about fining me. Okay, now you're telling me that now you're fucking okay. Now for me, now I being told to do. I say, hey, can you do this to be nice? Can you do this to be courteous to other people?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. Oh, you're going to wear this or else.
Right.
For me, that's kind of a different thing.
I'm with you on that, bro. Here's one thing I can't fucking stand. Why are motherfuckers wearing a mask if there's nobody around them? You know,
My, we were talking. My son and I were talking. Why are you wearing a mask in your car?
unless you're a fucking Uber driver with somebody in your back seat, there's no fucking purpose, dude. You know what I'm saying? But why the fuck am I gonna put on a mask out on the
No.
fucking street if somebody's not 6 feet away from me? They could suck my dick with that bullshit. Fuck that. I could wear a mask
Yeah.
I'll wear a mask if I need to go to the store. Got it. Check this out, dude. It's gonna lead to something else now. Motherfuckers can't go out and vote because they're afraid of this pandemic bullshit. But goddamn, HEB is packed all the motherfucking time. Target is packed all the fucking time. Oh, you can't get your happy ass out to go motherfucking do a goddamn run to the goddamn HEB, which is, for those that don't know, HEB is like the grocery store. You can go do a goddamn run out there, but you can't, and you wear your mask, but you can't go do that to go vote. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man.
Look, I'm against. okay, when it comes to voting, I do think it needs to be in person. I do think ID cards should be a thing. I've seen it in California when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I was working with a kid. He's like, this was 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 15? Yeah, 16. 16. Sorry. And he was like, yeah, I didn't feel like going and voting, so I just had my dad go do it for me. Are you fucking kidding me? So that's one reason, like, whenever I see that shit.
I don't understand how the argument about fucking having an ID is even an issue. Who doesn't have a fucking ID nowadays?
Yeah,
Everybody has a fucking ID. You know what I'm
dude,
saying? Why is it so important that you?
you smoke art.
What's that?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I think our timing was a little off there.
Oh,
But yeah, I
okay.
was thinking the same thing. Everyone's got an ID card.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's fucking 2000 and goddamn 20. Your fucking iPhone has your ID in there. It recognizes your goddamn face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, they should do it like they do in Iraq, bro. I remember in Iraq when they went to go vote, they put like this purple fucking ink on their finger. And that's how you know who voted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's simple and fucking easy. Dude, I remember I told some guy, I think I told one of my privates because they were like, hey, what's wrong with their finger? And I was like, oh, after they vote, they smash their hand with a hammer. And it turns purple. That way they know who voted already. The dude was like, really? No, you fucking idiot. And this is the type of people y'all fuckers put in.
Yeah. Hey, anything to make the mission. Anything to make that mission. Now we do have some, there's sometimes like you're like, okay, I can't. No, this one's drawing the line. I can't put this guy in. This one. There have been a few occasions.
Dude, all you need is like a 13 if you have a high school diploma to join a fucking army, right? Did you hear?
No. Hold on, I just lost you, man. My shit just froze up.
No problem. So I'll just repeat it again. Let me actually ask it. What is the lowest score you can have to join the fucking army?
Okay, so typically it's going to be 31, but there are times that we will have what's called a Cat 4 slot. So if anyone scored over 21, we can get them in. That doesn't happen all the time. The National Guard does it all the time, but every once in a while we'll go, all right, guys, battalion has 10 Cat 4 slots, first come, first serve. So anyone who scored a 21 or over and has a qualifying line score, like they qualify for that job based off that, they can get in.
God damn, dummy waivers like a motherfucker. I hope they're just folding clothes in the laundry or some shit or cooks.
Well, that's pretty much all they're going to qualify for.
I don't know why everybody thinks that infantrymen are fucking stupid. Like, I've seen some of the most intelligent motherfuckers be infantrymen. A lot of combat MOSs, you got to be pretty fucking knowledgeable, at least to be able to move up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, what you're going to see is in your typical, like, okay, so your guys who come in, okay, you have your high scorers, okay, the kids who scored high,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to choose one of two things, okay? They're going to want something super technical or they want combat arms. like when you look at Ranger Battalion and Special Forces, they have some of the highest score requirements in the Army.
Yeah, you got to have at least a 110 GT, right?
All American. Yeah, yeah. So, but when you get those high scores in, he wants infantry, he wants artillery, he wants something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or he wants something really high school, something really high tech, top secret. That's how all of your high scores go.
God damn.
So, yeah, you get it.
So, let's see. Who would you think were the low scorers in our unit? Who do you
Back
think?
in the day,
Yeah, who do you think needed dummy waivers to get in? Obviously, Freeman.
I remember I'm seeing Freeman. Obviously, I'm seeing faces, but I'm trying to put names to him. I think his name started with an S or something. He was in like second platoon.
Was he the Nazi-looking motherfucker?
No, he was a smart dude. Stuck was a smart dude. Him and
Yeah.
I worked at the gym together for a while. He was a smart fucking dude. Man, I don't know, man. These motherfuckers are gonna be listening to this. I don't want to say anything, but you meet some dudes who you know that you just okay. So, here's how I do it. Okay, there's some people who just fuck up and they do things wrong. Okay, and they just fuck up and do things wrong. But then you'll talk to another guy, and he might do some dumb shit. But then he starts spouting off some shit that he heard. Like he's really good at, like he's got a lot of information and it sounds smart. but he doesn't quite have the mental capability to process that information in the right way. So
They have
his
no common
conclusions are
sense.
usually, huh?
No common sense.
Yes, yes. So, and I see that a lot.
Oh man, dude, are you waiting for the? Are you waiting
Just
for your
experience
city?
from being in the army.
Let me ask you: are you waiting for your city to start protesting? Have they protested out there where you're at?
Not in Tennessee. You've seen some small ones. You've seen some small ones, but that like that shit that's going on in Seattle and Portland, that ain't gonna happen here. This
Bro,
is, dude. I live in a type of place like so I was in Kentucky before here, and you want to complain about no. If you go on a property, you're getting a gun pulled on you. If you go on someone's property and there's a no, you're getting a gun pulled right now.
bro, what do you think about that one chick that fucking got killed? That Breonna Taylor, the no knock fucking warrant that was served and then
Okay,
blasted her.
okay.
I
So I'm
heard
gonna
it.
look at this one both. For one thing I don't like about the Breonna Taylor thing. I feel like we're not getting enough info like we
Mm.
have with everyone else. Okay. I don't have we have there been videos and I just haven't seen them?
No, because they don't have fucking video cameras on their bodies.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a lack of information on that one for some reason. Because for one, if I'm looking at it from the boyfriend's perspective, he doesn't know who came in the house.
Hmm.
He just knows someone's came
God damn
in the
it.
house. So from the people on the ground's perspective, can you hear me? You got
Yeah,
me?
I hear you. I
Okay.
got you. Go ahead.
Okay. So from the people on the who are going in the house, like let's just say it was we were told to go into a house in Afghanistan or Iraq. All we know is someone shot at us. So there was just fire going on. Okay. Like
Right.
if you go into a house and you're whatever the case may be, all you know is your boss told you, hey, this is the house you're going into, go into it and get this guy. You go in and you get shot at. So you're going to return fire too. All right. And now, so I think that the boyfriend, it was the boyfriend, right? Yeah, boyfriend, he was right to shoot. And the other guy is, so you're going to shoot back. Now, what I think is very strange about this is how is it that she's dead and he's not? He's the one who was shooting. And that's what kind of makes you, okay, what are the rest of the details? What other details are you not giving us about what happened here?
Right. Dude, and just a quick touch up on, let's say we stack up on a house and go and fucking kick the door in out in country. There's a big difference because we don't need a warrant to go into them. But according to the United States, I mean, you kind of need a warrant to go into somebody's house and at least, present yourself as who you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a bit of a,
Okay, so let's
because according to what I heard on Facebook, this is all Facebook knowledge. So
mhm.
according to what I heard, it was a no knock warrant. So in other
Yes,
words, they didn't need a warrant to. I mean, they had a warrant, but they didn't have to
they
fucking.
didn't have to announce themselves.
Yeah, I think first of all, anybody in America, take race out of this shit. I took race out of this shit. Anybody in America, if somebody breaks in your fucking house and you have a weapon, blast that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Because
so yeah,
honestly, I don't know who the fuck is coming through my goddamn door. You're probably trying to do a home invasion.
that, that's why I said okay. But like I said, let's just it's hard to say to like I'm trying to put it whenever I talk, I try to put it in terms of like the army people. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, because let's say that guy on the ground, I don't know who the fuck those guys were.
Hmm.
But if I tell my privates to go knock them, hey, here's what's going to happen. You are going to go do this. They're going to go do it. Okay, and I get it. They're not the army, but no, like I said, I'm just trying to give perspective here.
Right.
From
But
their
there's
point of view,
also
all they
but also in the army though, you have lawful orders and unlawful orders.
hmm but
So
at the time, but was a no knock warrant. It was that an unlawful
right. And I think
thing at the
that's
time.
yeah, you're right on that. Now that I'll give you that. I mean, I think in all honesty, that no knock shit should be the fucking biggest thing that America should be worried about as a society. Because I mean, just imagine they start implementing that in all fucking cities, dude. There's gonna be a lot of fucking dead cops going into
Oh, if
fucking
someone busts, yeah, if someone busts in my house, I'm gonna shoot. I don't know who it is. I don't because if he doesn't announce himself, I'm gonna assume it's someone with bad intention, so I'm gonna shoot. And like I said, and like just to put it in perspective, whatever those guys knew on the ground, what they were told by their boss
hmm.
was this is bust in and get. So
Right.
I think in that mind, if I'm putting myself in each person's place, I think they both reacted as far as returning fire. Now, as far as how Breonna Taylor got shot and killed and the boyfriend is still alive, that is the part that I find weird. Like, because the boyfriend says she didn't shoot, she didn't do anything. He was the only one who shot, right? Um, so it's just weird. I'm like, okay, what details are not being said? What's not being done? How the fuck is the guy who had the gun still alive? But the person who they say didn't is dead. Like, and that's what the one with that case. And a lot of people are like, oh, time to arrest the guys from Breonna Taylor. I just feel like there's something not being said right now. And I'm not saying that she was shooting. I'm not trying to imply anything like that. I'm just saying there's just some fuckery going on here, and I want to know what it is. Which is, it reminds me what I think is funny about all the protests. How
God damn it.
they started Paul?
Say it again.
Oh, it's how a lot of the protesters started like verbally like assaulting Rand Paul,
Mm-hmm.
the guy who wrote the Breonna Taylor bill and who was against no knock warrants, and they're telling him to say her names. Like, he wrote her fucking. What are you talking about? And that's one thing about funny with a lot of the protesters. They're just, a lot of them are just out protesting to protest, doing crazy things like tearing down statues. Okay, you're tearing down statues of an abolitionist. Like, what are you doing? Okay, that's like the and then again attacking Rand Paul like that, the guy who has spoke out since day one against no knock warrants.
Mm-hmm.
So I do. That's the thing with Brown's house is happening. What do we not know about the situation? Because we're not getting the same information we have about all the other cases.
Oh, of course. And, and that's the biggest thing. I don't rush to judgment off of just one fucking video, like everybody else does. A lot of people just fucking, they want justice now. They want, dude, there's due process for a fucking reason, you know? So let the system work. I get it that it feels shitty that sometimes it feels against it's just one person or one race, but dude, let due process work itself out, unless it's clear cut and fucking like it happened. I don't know, like that dude that got shot in the fucking back. I don't know how to feel about that one because okay, I'll tell you how I feel about that.
You cut out for me?
Did I cut out? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, goddamn. Sorry about this, y'all. It's the fucking internet out here. We had a storm pass by. But here's why I feel about that guy that got shot 7 times in the back. 7 times is a bit fucking excessive, just in my personal opinion. Yeah, he could have been reaching for a weapon, but 7 fucking shots, bro. I think 2, 3 would have got the job done. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, we were talking about that at lunch the other day, and I was like, to me, it sounded like once he made the decision to shoot, he just freaked out and kept shooting.
Right.
It was just that when someone says 7 shots, I'm like, okay, this guy just fucking freaked out and just kept fucking going. Like he didn't know what was going on. He had made the decision to shoot in that moment. Whatever he felt in that moment, and just trying to put myself in his shoes. Maybe he felt he was going to grab something, like he was reaching in the car to a guy who was already fighting him. So he made the decision to shoot. That was done. It is what it is. Then he just freaked out. Once it happened, he's oh God, and he just kept going.
Right.
So it does seem a little. So we had another conversation we had about this. We said it was a training issue. One guy I work with says it was a training issue, and I don't think they're all training issues. I don't think George Floyd was a training issue.
Yeah.
He is no, that was just a guy being an asshole. And there was who's that white dude who was shot? He was like a pesticide dude. He's on the ground crying, "Don't shoot me, don't shoot me," and the guy shoots him.
No, you talking about the one that the dude was helping out the autistic guy?
No. There's
one?
Well, that one too. That one falls into not a training issue. No, there was the one where the guy, he had the body cam, and on his fucking not M4 AR, whatever it said like "you're" or something like that.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that.
Like, "Don't shoot me," and he's like crying, and the dude shot him. And I'm like, okay, that's not a training issue. That is a dude who's a fucking asshole. The guy with the autistic thing.
What about the white boy that got shot in the hotel?
That's the one I mean. That's the one I'm talking about. It was in a hotel that he got shot.
Oh, dude, that one was horrible.
I was like, no, that's not a fucking training issue. That's a guy being an asshole. What I could see as a training issue, let's say the Jacob Blake one, is that the one? Yeah, that's a 7 shots, right?
Yeah.
A training issue right there was, why are they not getting bit? Why'd you let him get away from you the first time? The training issue is, why are you not being trained on how to better subdue this guy? Why are you not going through ongoing training, maybe jujitsu? Fucking jujitsu is huge nowadays. It's not that hard to bring a fucking instructor in. Why are you not doing that training? Now, with all this being said, I don't want to give off the impression that I think all these shootings are wrong.
Mhm.
I don't want to give off of will say what I see wrong with each situation.
Right, exactly, dude. I agree with you 100% on that. Now, to me, what it is, dude, when we were out there in fucking Iraq, we had to go through escalation of fucking force.
Yeah,
We had to discuss that shit every fucking mission. We had to fucking talk about, okay, what is fucking what is that shit? You have to have positive identification. And
yeah,
so we had to have all that bullshit in mind before we even pull the fucking trigger.
yeah,
We had to fucking go through stop,
yeah,
don't, bop. Finally, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
what about fucking using force that matches the same force? I don't know about the tasers. I heard that tasers were deployed and it didn't work. Okay, but don't you have pepper spray?
I hear the taser thing is a common thing though. From
Right.
what we know people who've gotten tased by cops and still fought them in the army. I
Yes.
don't want to say any names right now. It's for just be respectful.
Right.
But
Exactly.
we know people who've gotten tased and still fought the cops. Like they don't always work, and I'm willing to. Okay, that's a thing.
Right.
Um, Now, when it comes to this was another argument we had at work. Why not shoot him in the leg? Why not shoot him here? And a part
Hey,
of what I have to say is you're not trained to do that. When you pull the trigger and you fire the gun, it's not meant to. Yeah, that's what you're trained to do. If you train to shoot in the leg, then when the time comes that someone does have a gun pointing at you, you're going to shoot them in the leg again because that's just what your reaction is.
not only that, why are we trained center mass? That's
Yeah,
first
you
of
want
all,
to kill. You're going to hit something.
exactly center mass because that's first of all where all the vital organs are. But secondly, that's the biggest portion to fucking shoot at. If any
Yeah.
motherfucker that says, "Why did you shoot him in the leg?" Motherfucker, because I'm not a sniper. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a fucking sniper. You think it's that easy to fucking shoot a weapon at somebody? First of all, your body already is against trying to kill something else. So you got to fucking react
Yep.
over that. You got to, find a way to push through shooting another person. Now you want me to fucking take a aim at their leg? What if I shoot for the leg, I miss, ricochets, hits another fucking innocent kid?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So we can't train. That's what I say. You can't train for that because there's too many. Because a leg is a small fucking thing.
Thank you.
Jacob Blake was a skinny dude.
Dude,
Like,
I tried to shoot a fucking car when we were in Iraq, and it hit the front of the tire. Everybody thought
yeah,
that was a well-aimed shot. No, I was actually aiming for the windshield. I was trying to shoot the motherfucker. So when I shot, luckily, when I shot that warning shot to the windshield, it shot in front of the fucking tire, and the guy swerved out of the way. And fucking but you know what they told me when I had to go do the SIR? They're like, "Oh, well, why didn't you shoot for the hood?" Or why did you decide to do that shot? And I was like, well, sir, because I was trained to shoot a warning shot first. And but honestly, but check this out, dude. They were like, well, did you know that bullet could have ricocheted and shot some of those kids that were playing soccer in the field over there? I wasn't paying attention to those motherfuckers in the field over there. I was paying attention to this vehicle that was a potential V-bid that wasn't moving out of our fucking way. And the only reason I couldn't get into the windshield was because we had those super huge, heavy fucking face shields.
fucking 20-pound fucking things on our
Right?
heads.
So I'm trying to take a fucking well-aimed shot with an M16 of all fucking things into this. So, no, dude. And I still got my ass chewed not chewed, but the major still made me feel like shit. Like, oh, that bullet could have ricocheted.
Yeah.
Damned if you do, damned if you fucking don't. You know what I'm saying?
There's someone's always going to find an issue with it, and people don't realize how hard it is to hit something with a handgun in the moment. No,
Exactly. Exactly, dude. Motherfuckers that say that shit is because they've never been in that shit.
look,
You know?
it's like you watch the movies, motherfuckers are running, shooting handguns, and nah, that shit won't happen. That shit's gonna be all over the place. You're not running and hitting anything with a handgun.
Dude, they tried to do a stress shoot one time where they made us do fucking side straddle
Yeah,
hops
yeah,
and then try to go shoot your weapon like that. That's just doing side straddle hops. Now put yourself in a situation where you're chasing a motherfucker, your weapon is bouncing up and fucking down, trying to get a clean shot at a motherfucker. Dude, it's not that easy. People think it's the fucking movies, man. When we fucking Swiss cheese this one fucking Iraqi out there in Mosul, dude, it was hard as fuck to get an aim on him because he was running, and we're all blasting, and I let him as much as I could, and but it is what it is. Luckily, that motherfucker passed out, but that was because everybody named Mama was shooting at him. That's the only reason that motherfucker ended up being sweet cheese. What are you doing out here, child? Get inside. My daughter's over here listening to these goddamn war stories and shit. But
Yeah,
goddamn,
I don't think people don't take everything into consideration. And like I said, so I think maybe most of the time there could be a training issue, but I think in a few of these cases that it's not a training issue. It's just a dude being an asshole.
yeah.
Like that's just what it comes down. Jacob, like I don't think it was the dude being an asshole like I do with George Floyd or the dude in the hotel. And there was another dude who just shot recently. They came to his door, and then when he was going to put his gun down, they shot him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, what a fucking asshole. That's what I think.
It's power trips. It's power trips that they have, that they think that they are the law. They think they are the authority. And I see all these signs that say, the guy was. Here's what I get pissed off about. Why bring up the person's fucking past after the fact? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it does anything. I think that whenever someone brings that up, it's like, maybe you're trying to make a good argument about why this person was wrong or right.
Right.
But now you've credited a lot of what you said. And don't get me wrong. George Floyd was an absolute piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go ahead and say that. We shouldn't be, what happened was bad. It was wrong, but we shouldn't be making him into a hero. Okay. I will say, but you're right. Whenever you bring up the person's past, you're kind of like,
you're trying to make an excuse.
Yeah, and it kind of invalidates the rest of your argument. Just don't even bring it up.
Yeah.
Don't even bring it up because no one else is going to want to listen to anything else you have to say.
Dude, I tell you what, I thank God I live in the great state of gun-loving Texas, and fucking, it shows you what can happen when you pull your weapon out on the wrong motherfucker. Look at that Air Force guy that fucking, got popped, out in Austin because he had an AK with him, and he was
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that shows you who got better training, Air Force or Army, because it was that Army infantry dude that kept that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
We can say what we want, but if someone's approaching me, if I don't care if your gun's by your side and you're approaching me and I have the ability to shoot you, I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. I'm not giving you that half second it takes to lift your gun and shoot. You should.
I don't know what your intent is.
Yeah. Like if you're like, I get it. Just the guy walking down the street. Hey, you're good to go, man. But if you're coming at me and you look like you have bad intentions, I'm going to assume the worst.
Get away from me. Get away from me. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
Y'all need to stop playing around with this goddamn fucking scooter. Well, go play with your iPad or something. Go. My iPad's dead and Emily won't give me a charger. Okay, well, take the charger out of my room. There's a charger in my room. The supercharger is in there. Okay, go. So anyway, sorry about that, y'all. Minor delays with children.
So, but back to what we were saying, man. So, and anyone listening, I don't want to give off the wrong impression about how I feel. Like I don't agree with a lot of this shit going on, but I can. And like I said, I am a very right-wing dude. I can't admit that I see these things were wrong. Mm-hmm. And again, like I said with Breonna Taylor, I just want to know all the facts because something's really fucked up. And the worst thing is, a lot of people who do buy in completely with it, the same guys who will spout fucking 9/11 conspiracies to me. Let's just get.
Hey, and it was an inside job, man. 9/11 was.
Yeah, right. And then I knew at some point in time we were probably going to come to this. So my buddy lives in Seattle, and it's fucking wild, man. It's fucking wild out there. Cops not coming to responding to calls now, and
idiots. These idiots. What bugs me is they're talking about defund the police. Yeah. I think their message is being fucking washed away because they're not using the right verbiage. It's not defund the police. It's reallocate the funds into something that's more useful. And I think training is needed a lot because rather than going for their fucking sidearm first, they should try to fucking mitigate the goddamn the use of deadly force by, like you said, having better hand-to-hand combat tactics, or fucking learning how to use their pepper spray a little bit better. Or again, I've not been a cop, and I never will be a cop, and I never would be a cop. And nothing against cops. It's just that honestly, I don't call cops. If I can handle it myself, I'm gonna handle it myself. You know what I mean? And but I think that they can be trained better. I mean, I think mainly that the best cops are the ones that were probably prior service
Yeah.
because they know how to use escalation of force. They
Yeah.
rather than go straight for the sidearm, they'll try to diffuse the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And there's the reason that why we get a lot of prior service get hired like right away. But yeah, like I said, there were a few cases where you should. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not always going to say that that cop was wrong, but you should have been in a position to stop it before it got to that point.
Right.
Once you made a decision to shoot, then hey, you made that decision based off what was going on. But you should have been the Wendy's parking lot guy.
Oh yeah.
How did you let him grab? There were two of you. How are neither one of you trained well enough to take him down and hold him? And again, if he did turn around and point the taser like he was going to shoot him, yeah, shoot him.
Right.
Okay, if that's what happened. But I still think so. I don't think they're wrong in that sense, but they should have been better prepared at the beginning for that situation.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, dude. Again, that boils down to fucking training and time and experience. Uh,
Hmm.
put a fucking if they pair them up. I mean, they should have them like one weak motherfucker with one strong motherfucker. Just
Yeah.
that it's just the way I think they should have it. My wife has family members that are cops, and um, they seem like legit ass cats. They're cool people, and I got nothing negative to say about them. You know what I'm saying? But they're put in shitty situations sometimes where they're forced to respond if they have to. And I don't want to compare it to our time in deployment because in deployment, it's not that we had carte blanche, but we we uh we knew that I don't know, dude. It just I don't like comparing it to being out there, except in certain aspects when they say, "Oh, shoot for the leg." No, that's not gonna fucking happen, dude. And I don't know, it bothers me.
When we're talking, I try to put it in those terms for a lot because it's the best way to kind of
Right.
get the point across. Like, well, when you were in that, because the only time you were in that, I can't put you in a situation of being a cop, but I can put you in a situation where you might die if you don't do this. So I do that, and they're always like, "Oh, it's not the same." Like I get, and then there's another part that says, "You know what? Someone trying to hurt me or injure me is the same no matter where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in my back fucking yard and dude comes up to me. That's the same. If it's a chance of me dying or him, it's the same to
Oh,
me."
it's gonna be him,
Um,
dude.
yeah,
Why don't we just let everybody just wipe each other out, man?
that's what.
Let's wipe each other out.
Well, I feel safe here in Tennessee.
Let me ask you something. How do you feel about mandatory military obligation?
I think it's a good idea.
Now,
I would never force. Okay, hold on. I don't want to say it's a good. I think the military is good for everyone, but I am against the government forcing people to do that.
so there you go. So it'd be great if people voluntarily join the military. But with that said, though, it shouldn't be open to everybody. We've already discussed that as far as like not the military is great, but you got to be willing to adapt to the lifestyle because the military is not just a job; it's a fucking lifestyle, dude. And I,
Hmm.
I didn't realize that until I came out, and it still blows my mind 5 years later. Even my old lady got adjusted to the military way of things because we lived on post, and she like the way she spoke with other people, just it was just different, dude. Like now at work, she seems to get along more with the veterans than the civilian populace, which is fucking weird to me.
Oh yeah, I don't have any non-military friends.
Yeah.
Even before I moved, when I was in Kentucky, the people we would hang out with, he was prior military, not in the military, but so it's hard to relate, and it's just,
Were there
I
a
just,
bunch of Cunninghams out there in Kentucky?
oh yeah, dude.
That one time in Taji?
I don't think. Hey, you want to talk about some Cat 4 shit? Fucking, yeah. So yeah, there. Kentucky's rough, man. Kentucky is like some place you've never seen.
Bro, I went to go visit Kowalski in Chicago on one trip, and my wife had to take a piss. It was like fucking midnight, 1 in the morning. We had just hit Kentucky, and there's nothing on the fucking highway. And she's like, I really got to piss. And I'm like, well, you really better use that McDonald's cup right there because I ain't stopping. Well, she couldn't handle it no more. So we pulled over on the first exit I could find, drove about 2 miles down and found a convenience store. And I was fucking nervous because I look how I look. My wife, she can pass for a white girl because she's part white. And so I told her, hey, when you go in there, just make sure you buy a bottle of water or something, because there were 3 white dudes, corn-fed
Yeah.
looking motherfuckers. And I thought, just buy some water or something, just so it doesn't look like you bought, you're just going to use their fucking bathroom for no reason. And I don't want to get lynched out here, dude. It's scary, dog. I mean, fuck. That shit freaked me the fuck out. I was
So
more
there,
scared of that
okay.
little town in Kentucky than I was in fucking the east side of Baghdad.
Okay, so this is from someone who grew up in the South, and everyone acts like it. So I remember, so I grew up in Columbus, and I told you before I moved to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very different environment when I moved to Tennessee. I used to think I was white until I moved to Tennessee, and then I realized I was darker than everyone else.
Well, that's probably because when you were in Columbus, you were whiter than everybody else.
I was whiter than everyone else. Then I moved somewhere else. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm dark.
I mean, it's a
And
very diverse area in Columbus, isn't it?
not where I live.
By diverse.
Diversity means it. By diversity, if you mean a lot of different colors, not where I live. I was color. Okay. um,
The minority was the majority, is what you're saying.
oh man, I wish I had it. I might have it somewhere. Right? Maybe I can pull it up and show you on the camera where my third grade picture. So like me, and then there's 2 white kids in the class, and that's it. But so anyway, but I remember so we had this idea, and I used to hate rednecks when I came here before I started, adapting to that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited for hunting season in a couple of weeks. Like I just put out a lease on some land, and I'm leasing this guy's property for the season, and so I adapted. But anyway, so everyone has this idea that it's super racist and they're gonna kill you if you're brown, and it's not like that. I remember we had a black kid when I was in middle school. We had a black kid move to school. And everyone just welcomed him in. It wasn't like what people think. Like on TV, they try to make it sound like, oh no, all the redneck white people they're gonna discriminate him against. No, it wasn't like that at all, man. Everyone just welcomed him in. Like everything was cool. And it's like that when I was in Eastern Kentucky, it was like that too.
Right.
Even though like where I was in the I was in cold country. When you think of Eastern Kentucky and blue people, that's where I lived for 2 years. Okay. They have this idea that it's going to be that bad, but it's not. But it's funny you bring that up because today, like my skin looks like my skin. I don't think anything about it. Okay.
Right.
But then my son and I were at the gym today, and we were in the mirror just joking around. I'm like, fuck, I'm dark as shit compared to this guy. Like, I don't realize how dark I am until I'm like standing next to one of them in a mirror. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm darker than you. To
Well,
me, I
dude,
just look like me.
exactly, dude. I mean, it's funny how a lot of motherfuckers say they don't see skin color, they don't see color. Yes, you do. Everybody sees color. I just don't judge you by it. You know what I'm saying? And
So what I can, oh, go ahead, sorry.
oh no, I was saying, like, everybody says they don't see color, they don't see skin color. Yes, you do. Everybody does. You just don't judge them by it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna judge
Mhm.
you. Now, I will judge you by the way they're fucking dressed. Oh yeah, I'm gonna judge you in an instant. I'm gonna judge you in a heartbeat. I see you dressed a certain fucking way. I'm gonna call it a walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's a fucking duck. You know. That goes
Yes,
white boys,
color.
black boys, Mexican boys. I see a Mexican with a bald head wearing fucking baggy ass creased up Ben Davis and a goddamn white t-shirt. Automatically, my thought's gonna be like fucking cholo. Automatically, I'm not gonna think, oh, that guy must be a fucking bank teller, or CEO of a fucking corporation. No, I'll be like, that motherfucker's a cholo.
Um, so one thing that's weird for me, and I've had this conversation with guys at work, and one thing, and especially what's going on in the world right now, it's hard for me to relate to because when it comes like racial identity,
Right,
I don't, I don't have
right,
that piece that makes me identify with this or that because I think because of how I grew up,
right.
first Columbus, then, and I was never around. There were only a few brown people, and they were Mexicans. And my dad always told me to hate Mexicans, so I was, I didn't have any. I wasn't friends with them. Uh, so I didn't start spending time with my Cuban family until I was already, 16 years old. That's when I started being around them a lot more. Like my parents stopped speaking Spanish to me when I was like 5.
Oh shit.
So by the time I was that old, I'd already forgotten everything. I didn't remember what certain things meant.
Mm,
Not all of them. I mean, I can pick up things here and there,
right.
but so like the idea of like racial identity, like what's going on right now with like let's say the protests, and there's this racial identity that well that person was black, I'm black too, and I feel this way because I don't have that feeling when it comes to other Hispanics or white people, you know, because my mom's white. So for me, it's hard to relate to like what that person feels about it or what they think. And I've never really had that. And yeah,
You said your mom's white?
yeah, my mom's German.
Why the fuck did I always think that you were just fucking Cuban?
I don't know. Probably because just like everyone else, they see my last name. I have a year-round tan, so it
Yeah,
just equate. And Cubans come in all colors too, so
yeah.
that's always another thing.
Yes, they do. So wait a minute.
Cubans are all different
Your mom is
colors.
German?
Yeah,
Holy shit. No shit. I did not even know you were mixed. Ain't
yeah,
that some shit? I
yeah.
thought
Right.
I thought I knew you well.
I know. It's just
Now it
well,
all makes sense to
I'm
me.
German side. I never claimed that German side. I hate,
You don't like to
but
talk about the Holocaust because you have family that died there? Your uncle died shot out of a car truck?
my great grandfather actually did die in World War II.
It's a Nazi?
I mean, he was a part of the army. Just he served his country like I did.
Gotcha. Damn,
So,
that's fucking crazy, dude.
yeah, we've got a lot of old pictures when I was a kid, like these old crispy old pictures of
Yeah.
like the youth camps and shit like that. But yeah. So my mom's like she speaks a few languages and she's so but so I grew up listening to her speak German and shit all the time with her family and but but yes, so anyway, like I said, I can't relate to this idea of racial. To me, I'm just me. I don't feel like I have anything in common with these. So that's why it's real hard for me to relate to the protests or whatever the case.
I feel you
Be
on that.
careful how I word that because people are going to say, "Oh, the protests are about what's right and wrong." No, it's not what I mean.
Right.
I mean how certain people see something happen to people who look like them and they get upset too because they look like.
No, I feel what you're saying on that. I
So,
mean, that's definitely, I can see it being a difficulty for you because you're like, either side of the fence that you lean towards, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're only going to that side because of this, because of
yeah,
your
yeah,
race." So yeah, dude. I mean, that's fucking crazy. Dude. Damn, I'm still blown away by the fact that you're whiter than Kowalczyk.
yeah. Right. It's. I mean, who knows? My great grandfather might have fucked up his great grandfather back in the day. Fucking. So,
Dude, check this out. I just found this out last night. I was talking with Kowalczyk. Fucking he has a family member that fought in the Civil War, in World War One, World War Two, and Korea. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, Lieutenant Dan over here, fucking
yeah,
had
that's
a family
fucking.
member that fought in every fucking war. I'm over here thinking like, shit, I only got my brother Ed and me, and maybe some conquistadors that came on the fucking boats. And
Somebody booted. Girls fucking. Somebody had to come.
dude,
So,
uh,
yeah. So that's a. What else was okay? And another thing. So we have these. Uh. So one thing I've always hated, and maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't because we were friends.
mhm,
But so maybe there is a word for it, but in the Hispanic community, like the word for Uncle Tom, our version of Uncle Tom.
okay, I don't know that word.
I don't know if it's a word, but I
Well,
was always seen, but because of the way
oh,
I grew
oh,
up, I was always seen as like the Hispanic version of an Uncle Tom
like a
because,
white chicken, a white.
yeah, yeah, like my dad actually calls my kid, well, my dad used to call my kids white Tinos.
Spackers.
All of his grandkids are white.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, they're all white. My oldest son is the only tan grandkid that he has. All
Oh,
the rest, like that blonde-headed whiteness, like came out really strong in all the kids,
oh shit.
um, our kids. But my son, he looks just like me. He's dark hair, brown. He's got all that. So
Right on. So he's gonna have a good opportunity in college.
yeah, he's a pretty good athlete. Pretty good athlete.
Right on, dude. Man, I don't know how much time has gone by, but I think we need to start wrapping this shit up, Chief.
Yeah, yeah. My low battery sign just came on.
Right on. Dude, it's been great having you on here shooting the shit with me, bro. I mean, we got to do this more fucking often. Got to have you on here again. I still got you for October 23rd if you're down to come back on.
Yeah, I'm still down. I mean, like I live a pretty normal life, man. Like I don't drink, I don't go out, I don't do anything. Like my life is here at home with my wife and kids. So
Dude, that's how I am now, and I think that's why I find a lot of relief in this shit. Because I don't do anything. I don't drink. I've been sober 2 years. I don't
that's
fucking. I'm serious. This guy,
congratulations. Yeah.
fucking drunk Danny or whatever the fuck y'all nicknames y'all have.
We get caught
Nicholas
up.
Lopez. That's what it was.
Yeah, there were a few names on there, so we had a few.
Well, no, fucking Moya always calling me Slopez. Fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, good
That
time.
was classic. Getting drunk, getting fucked up in Iraq, but all right.
Hey, you know what? It happened, dude, and I have no regrets. I mean, I got drunk and fucked up in Iraq. I got fucking. I never lost strength though. They just flagged me so I could not get pinned with everybody else. But my flag got lifted right before my 2-year mark, so I still made my E4 at 2 years,
You
and
still
then I made my 5 and 4. So in 4 years, I made my E5. I made my no wait no.
no, you're talking. You're getting your ranks mixed up. Because I know it didn't take you 5 years to make or 4 years. To
I
make.
got my 5 and 3. No, 5 and
Yeah.
4. Wait.
Was it 5 and 4? No, you didn't.
No, I made my 6 and 4. I made my 6
Yeah.
and 4.
I
That's,
remember having this conversation. Yeah, you old motherfucker. This is
dude, I'm fucking 42. I'm gonna be 43 here soon. So fucking yeah. Blame the COVID, man. It's making my brain go still. Dude, are your kids virtual learning or are they fucking doing traditional school?
virtual.
That shit
Virtual.
balls, bro.
Yeah, I just had to help my son with his homework. What the fuck is this?
Bro, mind fucking blown that you say that. My daughter's fucking I'm trying to help my daughter out with math, right? And she's writing out this extended version, I guess it's called, for regular math. And I'm like, baby, what are you doing? She's like, well, you got to do this. And then you count these blocks. There are tens and hundreds and this. I'm like, baby, look, let me show you my way, okay? You see this? You add this
Yeah.
column first, then add this column. Whatever needs to get carried gets carried. And that's your answer. That's not right, Daddy. You know what? Fuck it. Fail.
Okay.
Because
Dude, hey, what's fucked up, man, is I'm helping I went to college, and everything since, but what's fucked up is I'm helping my kids with their homework, and they're both in higher grades than I ever made it to.
oh,
I
you're a
never made it past, I never made it past 10th grade, and they're a junior and senior right now, and I'm helping them with their homework. Like, all right, let's give it a go.
So what you get your degree in? And please don't say fucking something about law.
Accounting.
What the
Now,
fuck?
what I got it in gender studies.
Dude,
Wow.
accounting.
Yeah.
Was your great grandfather a fucking German Jew? What the fuck? Accounting?
No, man. I actually at the time when I enrolled, I wanted to join the FBI. I was like wanted to get out, and I was going to join, and I was like, I'm going to get out, and I want to do FBI.
Okay.
I changed my mind. I stayed in the Army because I knew what I had, and I didn't. I feared the unknown, but I still continue with the degree in accounting.
Right on, dude. Did you get your master's yet?
No, I'm trying to avoid it if I can. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy retiring as an E8. If that happens next month, I don't want to do the master's
What your
program.
pops was, right? Your pops, he came out as an E8?
No, so my dad, so the option was re-enlist because he had the acceptance to the school,
Mhm.
to Star Major Academy, but it was a 5-year commitment.
Ooh.
And at that time, I forget how long he had been in, but he did not want to do another 5 years. So rather than re-enlist to make that, he decided to retire instead.
So, but he retired a first sergeant or
Yeah,
E7?
first sergeant.
So E8.
Yeah. So he was an EA. Like I said, he could have, if he'd have done the contract, the extra 5 years, he would have done. I don't know how many years he was at, honestly, but I know it was that he had to re-enlist to make the 5-year mark, and he's
What
like,
was his
or
enlistment?
not re-enlist, but stay in 11 Bravo. He was infantry.
Fucking grunts. Goddamn. How
Mhm.
do you feel about you going to the recruiter side?
But it doesn't feel a whole lot anymore. So, um,
Ah,
no, huh?
no, go
He
ahead.
he was happy. He's always been kind of, all right, son, as long as you know you're doing well. He didn't want me joining combat arms. Like I told him I wanted infantry when I joined. He didn't like that,
Oh wow.
but yeah. So, but he's like he was proud of me, I guess, from what I hear. He never said it, but from what I hear from other people, they say he was proud of me. So
That's what matters. That's what matters.
yeah, you know.
I will always be a 13 banger, baby. Always.
Well, so you saw my email address, right? I sent you my
Oh
email
yeah,
address.
I did see that. Yeah.
That was a typo. It was supposed to be red leg dragon. I made a typo and it said red lead dragon, but I already submitted it. So for like 10 years, that's been my fucking email with the wrong fucking this. I'd already committed, so I just went through with it and finished.
You're talking about. You're just telling me it was a fucking. You're thinking about the what do they call it? Those tracer rounds. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was just so.
That's huge. All right, and hey, thanks for being here with me, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this show up. For all y'all listeners, thank you for being here with us and shooting the shit here on the Gunline podcast with me and Cruz. Shit, hopefully, well, he will be back here on the 23rd, so make sure y'all come and listen to that shit. We'll talk some other shenanigans, more than recruiting next time. Now that we got the recruiting out of the goddamn way, maybe we can remember some of the funny stories that we had back then, like when I secretly changed his wipes from being the regular wipes to Clorox wipes. But we'll talk about that another time. All right.
Now, yeah, well, go ahead. Hey, thanks for having me. Hey, next time you need me, hey, just throw up that signal, all right?
All right, I'll calm down, Batman. Oh, well, fuck it. Before we close out, have you seen the new trailer for the new Batman?
Yes,
What do
yes.
you think?
I want to see more. I want to see more before I make an opinion. Everyone always gets mad with the new Batmans, so I can't. And then things like people didn't like Michael Keaton as Batman, then he turned out he killed it.
Right.
I'm not a Pattinson's fan. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But I do, from what I understand, they're going back to his detective roots.
Okay.
That was his. Batman is always supposed to be the world's greatest detective, so I do like that they're going back to the detective roots rather than just beating people up and shit like that. So
I think I'm not gonna lie, from the trailer, I fucking dug it, dude. I'm sold. I'm fucking sold. And I thought the same thing about when I saw the Joker movie. When I first saw the fucking trailer, I was fucking sold. So I can't wait to see that shit, man. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap up with that shit, man. Y'all listening to here on the Gunline. Thanks for being here. I can't remember how my closing goes, but yeah, love, peace, and hair grease, and see y'all on the Gunline on midweek memo. Oh, for the midweek memo, just so y'all know, I have on the fucking ready rack, I'll be discussing cadences that we sang. Why is it that black people that are light skinned are hated on by black people that are dark skinned? I want to know about that. So give me your fucking info. I also want to talk about I think I have those two right now. So, anyways, y'all hit me up on the gunline@gmail.com. If you want to come down on the podcast, be a guest, hit me up on the gunline@gmail.com. If you have me on Facebook, hit me up on Facebook. Love, peace, and hair grease. Gunline out. Bye, motherfuckers.